He is our chip leader coming into the final table with $4,670,000 from Evergreen, Colorado. Let's give Chris in the 1 seat a round of applause. And in the 2 seat, we have Kevin Nettles with $1,960,000 from Thailand. Let's give Kevin in the 2 seat a round of applause. And in the 3 seat, we have Rich Dixon with $1,215,000 from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Let's give Rich in the 3 seat a round of applause. This is actually Rich's second HPT main event final table. He's had a 6th place before here in 2015. And in the 4th seat, we have Andrew Van Manen with $1,745,000 in chips from Parker, Colorado. Let's give Andrew in the 4th seat a round of applause. This is actually Andrew's first tournament cash for him. And in the 5 seat, we have Eric Kleeman with $2,690,000 from Denver, Colorado. Let's give Eric in the 5 seat a round of applause. And in the 6th seat, we have Brian Leach with $1,070,000 from Golden, Colorado. Let's give Brian in the 6th seat a round of applause. And in the 7th seat, we have Craig Casino with $2,700,000 from Winfield, Illinois. Let's give Craig in the 7th seat a round of applause. Craig is actually our all-time money leader for HPT. He has 31 cashes, 2 wins, and this is his 12th HPT final table. And in the 8th seat, we have Ben Brown with $3,620,000 from Grand Junction, Colorado. Let's give Ben in the 8th seat a round of applause. And in the 9th seat, we have Aaron Fry with $3,485,000 in chips from Longmont, Colorado. Let's give Aaron in the 9th seat a round of applause. Hello everyone, Jeremy Smith here from the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor in Black Hawk, Colorado. We started with 763 players. We're down to our final 9. Let's get the cards in the air. All right, buttons in the 1 seat.
Thanks so much, Jeremy Smith. James Larson with you here, and welcome to Black Hawk, Colorado. And we're at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker. Down to our final 9 players, and we will crown our new HPT champion sometime later today. We started with 763 entrants. We paid out 81, prize pool of 740,000. Like I said, we are down to our final 9 players. We're at level 27 right now, and we're playing 30-60 with a 60K big blind ante. Let's get right to the action here, and we've got our hole cards. The technology's working today. I want to thank our entire crew. These guys have done a great job setting things up, and we're back in action here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. There's just something about being out here in the mountains. One of my favorite spots. We've been here now 26 times, and look at this. A quick all-in here by Brian with King, Queen of Spades. Craig's going to get out of the way. Folded around now to Kevin in the 2 seat. You can see Brian all in with his King, Queen of Spades. And action is on Kevin. He's going to fold now over to Rich.
Rich says fold, shows pocket 5s face up, and Brian is going to take down the pot in the 6th seat.
Rich is going to fold, and Brian is going to win the first hand. So in the 1 seat, we got Chris Tryba, we got Kevin Nettles in seat number 2, Rich Dixon in the 3 seat, Andrew Van Manen in the 4 seat, Eric Clement in seat 5, Brian Leach in the 6th seat, Craig Casino in seat 7, Ben Brown and Aaron Fry round out the group. First place money, $159,131. Your min cash today. 9th place money, $13,840. The talk, of course, of this final table, well, Craig Casino getting his way back in once again, and we'll see if he can once again hit another HPT title. I'll give you his resume coming up here in just a matter of moments. All right, back to the action.
Eric's first act here, he folds over to Brian.
Eric's going to fold. Now action on Brian. He folds over to Craig. Talked to Craig last night. He's so excited to get back once again. This is the place where he won his first HPT title. Aaron now looks down at Queen 10, 60,000 to make the call.
175 is the raise by Aaron.
And the raise now is going up to 175,000.
175,000 is the current bet.
Action over to Kevin now in the 2 seat.
Kevin folds over to Rich. Rich folds as well over to Andrew in the big blind.
And it's folded around now to Andrew in the big blind. He's going to look down at 10 tray. Those cards are going to go into the muck, and Aaron is going to win that pot. So, yeah, great to be back here. A lot of folks, from the World Series wrapping up a great summer out there. We'll talk more about that when our marketing manager, Cory Stewart, stops by to chat. But, yeah, the tail of the tape right there. Chris, your chip leader, followed by Aaron, Ben, Craig, Eric, Kevin. Rounding out the group there, Brian and Rich. Blinds, of course, 30,000, 60,000 with a 60K big blind. Want to throw out some notables that cash. Danny Gonzalez, Kane Lai, Alan Kessler, Niels Bardsley. And I want to let everybody know our next stop is already underway in Kansas City. It's the 1650 main event, and that'll be happening this weekend. All the information, as always, is on the website at hptpoker.com. All right, action on Brian. Looks down at 9-7. He's going to fold. Over to the legend, Craig Casino. He's got King, Queen of Spades. Looks like he'll probably be putting in a raise here. We'll see to what amount.
180 is the announced amount.
Raise is going up to 180,000 with his King, Queen of Spades. Now over to Ben Brown. Started the day with 3.62. And Ben picks up pocket aces. So a re-raise now.
150,000 is the re-raise amount announced by Ben. 450.
Going up to 450,000.
Kevin in the 2 seat.
Action over now to Kevin in the 2 seat. You see Ben picking up those aces. 3-bet to 450,000.
Kevin folds over to Rich in the 3 seats.
Now action over to the 3 seat of Rich Dixon.
450,000 is the
He's going to fold over to Andrew. Looks down at 7-5 in the small. Andrew started the day with 1.745. And he's going to fold his hand.
Eric folds, action's back to Craig now.
As does the big blind. And now action back to Craig. With the King, Queen of Spades. See what Craig decides to do here. His opponent holding aces, as you can see. Early on here at this HPT final table. Coming to you from the Golden Gates Casino here in Blackhawk, Colorado. So we will go to the flop. Ben and Craig heads up as we're just getting underway with play here in Blackhawk. Ben is your dealer, and let's go ahead and go to the flop. And the flop is Queen 9 Deuce. Boy, this could be a lot of trouble here for Craig. Flops a queen. Has no idea his opponent's got aces. Obviously, he's going to check over to Ben. We'll see how Ben decides to play these aces. And he's reaching for chips.
Ben's going to bet.
So Ben puts out a wager here.
400,000.
400,000 chips. Now action back over to Craig. You see Craig was the pre-flop raiser. Ben 3-bet to 450,000. Craig makes the call. And Craig is going to make the call. So this could be a real tough hand here for Craig Casino. Starting off as he's ran his hand into aces. 8 of clubs here on the turn.
Craig checks over to Ben.
Craig's going to check. Action over to Ben. Ben loves every second of this. And Ben's reaching for chips.
Ben's going to bet.
Can Craig get away from this hand?
500,000 is the bet.
The bet is 500,000.
To Craig in the 7th seat. 500,000.
Now action back over to Craig. Boy, does he jam here? If he does, he's going to be in big trouble. As you can see, Ben with the pocket aces. A pot of almost 2.5 million chips. Early on here, it's like the third hand of the day. Craig sizes up his opponent there. See if he can get away from this hand. Craig taking his time. And he is going to make the call, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look at this pot, almost 3 million chips. Craig looking for a king or a queen, and it's the ace of diamonds. So 3 of a kind for Ben with the check mark. The ace could save him a few chips here on the end. Just a tough first big pot for Craig Casino to get involved in, and it's going to be an all-in bet. And Craig's going to fold that. So the winner of that hand is Ben Brown. A huge pot for Ben Brown.
Friends in the back there cheering him on today. Our chips in play today, the red chips are 5K chips, the greens are 25K, and our white chips are 100,000 chips. Once again, the reds are 5K, greens are 25K, and the whites are 100K. We have about 33 minutes left at this level. We're 40. Once again, we started with 763 players, down to our final 9 here. 9th place will receive almost 14,000, all the way up to first place, just over 159,000. This is our 26th HPT main event here at Golden Gates. Craig's first act is going to fold. 80,000 is our big line over to Ben in the 8th seat. Ben folds over to Aaron in the 9th seat.
Check, 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 check.
Next fold around to Kevin in the 2th seat.
Check, check, check. Check, check. Hey. Check, check.
Kevin folds over to Rich in the 3 seat. 80,000 is our big blind.
Check, check.
Check.
Rich is going to raise to 400,000. 400,000 is the announced amount by Rich.
Check, check. Check, 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 check.
Action's on Andrew here in the 4th seat. He's on the button.
Yep. All right, folks, James Larson back with you here at the Golden Gates Casino in Blackhawk, Colorado. Joining me here momentarily will be Cory Stewart from the HPT. Want to talk about that big hand with Cory that we just saw. And you see the action here. Rich raises to 400,000. Action over to Brian. Brian's going to fold. And Rich is going to take down this pot. Getting all of our audio, our video, and audio issues taken care of here, but I think we're good. I got Zach Howard back here with me, one of our longtime crew members with us, hanging out in the back, getting everything situated. You see the chip counts there. Benny on top with 22% of them, 5.1. And you look at Craig Casino, now with just 6% of the chips in play with 1.4 million, taking that big hit just a couple of hands ago. Blinds are 30,000, 60,000 with a 60K big blind, or 60K ante. James Larson with you, hanging out in Blackhawk, Colorado, Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. I talked about our next event right around the corner, of course, in Kansas City. All the information at hptpoker.com. Action is on. It looks like Ben here in the 8th seat, Benny Brown. He's going to raise it up with his king queen. Going up to 200,000. Action now over to Kevin in the 2 seat. Kevin looks down at 9-8. He's going to fold his hand. And Rich folds as well. Now over to the 4 seat, and Andrew. Andrew looks down at Jack 9 and gets out of the way. As does Eric. And now over to Craig Casino here in the big blind. Looks down at Jack Trey. Not the way the
Craig wanted to start the day here. Started the day with 2.78, down now to 1.3. And like I said before, this was the place right here in Blackhawk where Craig won his first HPT title. He's been talking about it all week long. And to get back and make another final table at the place where he did it is absolutely unbelievable. He's got 31 cashes, the most on the HPT. He's won a couple of these events. Of course, that Blackhawk event was $293,000. He's had 12 final TV tables. And he won the Chicago Poker Classic, beat out 5,165 players for $170,000. So his resume, it speaks for itself. And Craig's a guy from Winfield, Illinois, who started the game of poker a little bit later in life, but he's definitely making up for lost time. Action over to the 2-seat now. Kevin Nettles looks down at ace, queen of diamonds, $60,000 for him to make the call.
Action's on Kevin in the 2-seat.
Kevin started this final table with 1.96 in chips.
Kevin's going to raise it up
With his ace queen. Raises to 200,000. Folded around now to Brian in the 6th seat. He's going to fold. Craig over in the small. No cards for him with the 9 tray. And Ben's going to defend his big blind here with 7-6 of spades. He's going to make the call. We got 2 players going to the flop. And the flop is Jack 5 deuce rainbow. Both players going to check that Jack 5 deuce flop. Let's go to the turn now. Turn is the 7 of clubs. All right, action on Ben now, and he's going to make a wager. 200,000 is the bet by Ben. Action over to Kevin. Kevin's going to make the call with his ace queen. We go to the river card now, a pot of 890,000. River card comes the queen of hearts. You see Kevin has the check mark. And Ben's going to check. And now action over to Kevin. Kevin's going to make a bet.
630,000 is the bet by Kevin.
630,000 chip bet. Action over to Ben now. Ben's going to fold. Kevin's going to take down the pot. So, yeah, it's been a good week out here, and great to come back to the place where we've been now 26 times here, Golden Gates Casino, Blackhawk, Colorado, 763 entries. Like I said before, a prize pool of just over $740,000. So 9 players remain here at this HPT final table. Our final table bubble boy was Tim Campbell, goes home with $10,436. Now I talked about Kansas City. That's our $1,650 main event that'll start this weekend. Our next series after that, Vicksburg, Mississippi. That one will kick off on Thursday. And for all the upcoming stops, just check us out at hptpoker.com. Now's a good time to come on out and see us. Qualify for as low as $65. Get yourself into a qualifier. Win that main event seat. And who knows, maybe you'll be playing for the life-changing cash. A lot of people ask me when this show will air on television. Well, myself and Ken and James get together about once every couple of months, and we produce new episodes. This will be one of them, and this will probably air in about 4 or 5 months from now. But all the information on all the air dates, you can find that at hptpoker.com. Cory, our marketing director, who will join us here momentarily, does a really good job of updating that website and updating that with the players and their friends and their families so they can share that information. It's always fun. It's always fun to make the final table. You get to play for, play on TV. You get the cash. You get the bragging rights. But it's fun to have those parties with your friends, throw a little house party, and watch a little HPT poker. So for all the information, that website, hptpoker.com. Action over to Ben now with a re-raise. Don't see what he's got yet. The RFID is not telling him what his cards are, but now a re-raise by Ben. going up to 740,000. Aaron gets out of the way.
740,000 is the current bet.
Action over to Kevin now. 540,000 for him to make the call. You see, he was the pre-flop raiser. He started it off with 200,000. The 3-bet was the 740. Action once again. Back to Kevin now. I just kind of have a feeling today. I think things may move fast early on here in Blackhawk. I just kind of have that vibe. You never know how the deck is going to hit these guys, but just kind of have that feeling. But you never know. As I walked in here, a lot of people asked me, James, how long is this going to take? 2 hours, 3 hours? Well, we never know. We've had 10-hour sessions. We've had final tables as short as 4 hours. It just depends on chips and play. It really matters on the deck, and we'll just see what happens today. But we're glad you're with us here on the live stream. And if you've got questions, you can hit me up via Twitter at HPTJames. I spell it JAYMZ. And I had a couple questions, people asking me what are my favorite stops on the HPT. And I got to say, this is one of them. I'm not just saying that because we're here right now, but out of the 26 times we've been out here, I think I've been here 23 or 24. Just got a lot of friends in this area, the dealers, the staff, the players, and this is just kind of a meeting place for us. We all congregate here in the mountains. There's so much to do. It's a beautiful area, so hands down, if I had to pick one, I would definitely say right here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. It's always fun to be out here. And the other thing that I like about coming out here is just the action that we have. The action is always off the charts, and that's what I like most about coming on out to the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. Would you like to sit in? Oh, okay. You're more than welcome.
Chris is going to fold, and Kevin in the 2 seats going to take down the pot.
Sounds good. Yeah. Tell Cory too when you see him. Getting our guests lined up here on the live stream. So throughout the day, we'll have people popping in and popping out. Look forward to that. And then as soon as a player gets eliminated, we'll try to get that player in here for a short interview, as we like to do that on these live streams. People ask, what's my favorite part of this job? When we're doing the TV broadcast, I enjoy that, but it's really a cut-down version. This, to me, is the future of poker. If you guys have watched the World Series, of course, the last couple of weeks, you see how important these live streams are, and they're just fun. It's live without a net. It's exciting. Well, it can be boring, too, don't get me wrong. If the poker is not so great, there's times that it can be, a little like watching paint, but that's what I like about poker. It's like a baseball game. At any given moment, a guy could steal second, a home run, and we're about to possibly see that right now with a raise here by Rich under the gun, raising up to 240,000 with 8-6 of clubs. Action folded around over to Brian in the 6th seat. Brian looks down at ace-jack. Well, Brian's going to fold that. Over to Craig now. Still no hand for Craig. 9-deuce. He's going to release his hand. Over to Benny. Benny's got a real one. He looks down at ace-king. And Benny is going to raise it up. Going to go up to 600,000. Folded around out of Kevin in the 2 seat. Ben Brown making that re-raise. 28 years old from Grand Junction, Colorado. Just one bullet in this event. Like I said, min cash right now. If I look here, 9th place money, not too shabby, 13,840. Of course, up top, everybody looking for that first place dough of 159,131. And you see Kevin here with a hand hoop as well with pocket nines. And now Rich is thinking, wow, I got to make this call here with my 8-6 of clubs. Rich with a little decision here.
600,000 is our current bet. Actions on Rich in the 3 seat.
And look at this. Rich cutting out the chips, looking like he might make this call, splashing around a little bit. I like it. See if he puts him in the middle. But look at his opponents. Kevin with the pocket nines. Ben with ace-king. Rich wearing his HPT. And look at this. Rich is going to make the call.
600,000.
All right, so we've got a pot here. That's for sure. We do have a pot.
3 players in his hand. Let's see the flop.
All right, Ben, Rich, and Kevin going to that flop.
Flop is 7 of diamonds.
And the flop is ace 7-4, a couple of diamonds. So Ben pairs his ace. Kevin's going to check over to Rich. Rich with the gutter draw there, you see. He's going to check over to Ben. Ben likely to bet here. We'll see what he puts out. Talking about Ben before, just 28 years old. His plans for the cash, he's putting it right back into the bankroll. I like it. He's a professional poker player. Making a big bet here into that pot.
600,000 is the bet by Ben.
600,000. Now action over to Kevin, and look at this. I thought Kevin was going to maybe move those chips in. Instead, he's going to fold. Rich does too. Ben's going to take down this pot. Now Ben started the day with 3.62, and it looks like he's almost to 6.5 now. Looks like Jeremy just gave an introduction to Cage, the poker room manager here, and he's done a great job. Just always smiling. Just one of those guys that's very helpful here with us. And that's, something that's really important to the HPT. When we're here this many days, it takes great employees like what they have here. And we really appreciate the rolling out the red carpet for us. As you can see, the chip counts there. Ben up top, 6.4 with 28% of the chips in play. In the middle, Eric and Kevin rounding out the group there. Craig, Brian, and Rich. Blinds 30,000 and 60,000. All right, action continues here with Andrew. Looks down at 6-4 under the gun. Gets rid of that hand. Folded around to Craig Casino. And Craig's going to fold over to Ben now. Ben picks up an ace again. A suited ace. Ace-8 this time. Things just going very well for Ben here early on. Looks like Ben's going to raise it up now to 200,000. Chris is going to fold in the 1 seat. Now over to Kevin Nettles in the 2 seat. Kevin looks down at 10-6 in the small blind. Kevin's going to fold. Now action over to Rich Dixon. Rich looks down at ace-9. And look at this. Rich is going to move all in with his ace-9. Action back now to Ben. And Ben's going to make the call, and Rich is going to like what he sees here as he's ahead with his ace-9. So ace-9 going up against ace-8. Rich, of course, all in for his tournament life. Hoping to double up and keep his hopes alive to be our next HPT champion here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor in beautiful Black Hawk, Colorado. Rich and Ben, as we go to the flop, ace-9 going up against ace-8. And the flop is 9-4 Trey, couple of clubs, so Rich pairs his 9, still in the lead. Now we go to the turn card. Turn card is the 4 of spades. And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. 10 of hearts on the end, so Rich is going to double up. And like I said, keep his tournament hopes alive here in Blackhawk as he doubles through Ben. Rich Dixon, 49 years old. He's from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Total career winnings, not too shabby, 574,000. His plans for the money, play all for charity. That's what he wants to do. We're going to talk more about that later in the show. But the last HPT final table, he came and actually embraces being the short stack this time around. So a little different strategy for Rich Dixon. We'll talk more about him, like I said, from Cheyenne, Wyoming, and he started the day with just 1.215, one of the shorties, but he's on track here to do what he needs to do. James Larson with you, Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. Like I said, we started with 763. We are down to our final 9 here. We want to thank you for joining us on this stream. We sure hope you can play. We got a bunch of events coming up. Poker right now. This is when we get into our, to our busy time. Like I said, Kansas City going on, Mississippi right after that. All the info at hptpoker.com. And it's never too early to think about jumping on that cruise with us. All that info, once again, for next year at hptpoker.com. All right, Craig now with a hand. He's got ace-queen. If you're just joining us, Craig got into a little trouble early on. It was about the third hand of the day. He looked down at King, Queen, and he ran it into aces. It was bet. It was call. It got a little ugly, and he lost a big part of his stack. Hoping to get some of that right back now, and he raises to 240,000. Action now over to Kevin, who looks down at King Jack. And kind of what I thought this was going to be here, an all-in raise by Kevin. Folded around now to Andrew in the big. He looks down at 4 tray of hearts. The all-in, by the way, $1.7 million by Kevin, holding King Jack at diamonds. Dealer confirming that amount right now. $1,730,000 is the all-in. And action right now is on Andrew in the 4 seat. Andrew started the day with 1.745. As you can see now, it's up to him to make this call, holding 4 tray in the big blind. Andrew's going to fold. And now action back to Craig Casino. So far, things haven't been working out very well at this final table for Craig, so he's obviously going to think about this decision here, but he is holding ace-queen, his opponent with King Jack at diamonds. And now he has got to decide if he wants to make this call, the all-in 1.73 over to Craig Casino. As you can see, he's got the pictures of his family, the grandkids right there in front of him, as always. And this just means so much to Craig. Everybody wants to get to a final table, don't get me wrong. But for Craig Casino, man, this was a big deal to get back to this final table. Kind of where it all started for him, where his career really took off as far as an HPT player. And look at this, he's going to lay it down. He's going to lay it down, and Kevin is going to win that hand. Kevin wins the hand. And we continue here on the HPT. First place, $159,131. Your first elimination today. We'll go home with $13,840. Sixth place money, just over $25,000. Third place, $64,538. And I always like when second place is almost $100,000. We're playing for $98,509 for second. And like I said, up top, $159,131. And you can always expect a big prize pool when the HPT comes to Colorado. Now, this was an $1,100 event, and we still got our prize pool up to $740,000. So it's always great, and really we have the players to thank and the property for making this such a success. As they say, if you build it, they will come, and we found that out here in the mountains in Blackhawk, Colorado. All right, action now over to Aaron. Aaron is in the 9 seat. He's going to raise it up with his ace-king. And the raise is going up to $175,000. Action on Chris. He's going to fold from the 1. Now over to 2, the 2 seat, and Kevin Nettles. Kevin looks down at King, Queen. Been seeing some action cards here early on. The ace-king, ace-queen, king, queen. And now Kevin's going to make the call. A lot of Broadway cards thus far, as we're just early on here at this final table at the Golden Gates Casino in Blackhawk. Action over to Andrew. Looks down at ace-6 in the small blind. And Andrew's going to make the call. And now over to Eric. He's got a hand, pocket 8s. Haven't seen much out of Eric yet today, but he wakes up here with pocket 8s. And he's going to make the call, do a little set mining here of his own. Look at this, 4 players going to the flop. Eric, by the way, 36 years old. He's in sales from Naperville. Let's go to that flop. And it's 7-5 tray. So all that action early on for a flop of 7-5 tray. So Andrew's going to check. Or action is on Andrew. Action on Aaron, rather. And that is a wager. $275,000 is the bet by Aaron. Now action over to Andrew with the ace-6. Not much going here for Andrew thus far. We bring in Cory Stewart to the mix now. Cory, how are you?
Good, James. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't hear your microphone, though. Hold on. Try it again. No,
Sir.
no.
There
There
we
you
go.
go. There you go,
Hey,
sir.
hey.
Hey, now. He's back. All right, a fold there. Now over to Eric with his pocket eights. Eric reaching for chips. Eric's plans for the cash, no matter where he finishes, a down payment for a new house. And Eric puts out 775,000 chips. And Aaron's going to fold. And the 5 seat of Eric is going to take down this pot. All right, Cory, you've been out here all week. What have you seen here? It's great to see Craig back at the final table, but what kind of sticks out in your mind here as we invade, once again, the Golden Gates Casino here in Blackhawk?
26th trip up the mountain. This is our
Crazy.
26th event here, which is crazy, yeah. It was just a busy week. Very, very busy week. Last year we had 606 entries in this event. This year, 763. So quite an increase. I think we got a lot of players that were looking for a summer saver, coming through from Vegas. WSOP just wrapped up, and yeah, we saw a lot of big names, tons of locals. Of course, we've made a lot of friends here over the years. So
Yeah.
always good to come to Blackhawk, and yeah, there, Mr. Craig Casino makes another final table.
Yeah, once again, looks down at ace-8 here, but yeah, off to a little bit of a rough start. I don't know if you were in the other room. He had that king-queen and kind of got tangled up there with the player to his left and took a little chunk out of his chip stack. But Craig's a fighter, and Craig has really played the short stack so well this week. And you've been around him. You were, in fact, doing the live updates. He didn't get crazy, when he got down. I mean, Craig's known to splash around a lot, but he hung around, and there's something to be said about that.
He did. He said last night when he made the final table that this one was, it felt really good, better than others, he said, because he was so proud of himself for playing that short stack. At one point when these guys were at, I think, 15,000, 30,000 blinds. No, take that back, 30, 60. He had 180,000 chips. So
Yeah,
he didn't have many bigs.
it's unbelievable.
Late in the night, he was down to 3, and he ran it up. So
Unbelievable. Look at that. Rich with a raise up to 240,000 with his 7-6 of hearts. And now Brian here in the big to make the call with 10-9 of hearts.
I think Brian probably makes the call here.
Brian is 60 years old. He's retired. Got 121,000 in career winnings. He's got a couple bullets invested in this, so not too shabby with that min cash here at $13,840. That's kind of where you want to be, obviously. 1 or 2 bullets. We've seen players 7, 8, 9. Obviously 1 is ideal, but if you can keep it under 3, you're doing pretty darn good. Let's go to the flop here. 10-9 going up against 7-6. Flop is 8-7-4. It's a rainbow. Brian will be first. And that's an all-in.
Oh, wow.
Open-ended all-inner. And here, Rich here paired his 7. So Rich in the lead. We'll see if he can make this call.
700,000 is the only amount by Brian. 700,000.
You hear Jeremy, our tournament director out there. He's been out here all week, too.
700,000 is the current bet.
And we'll see if Rich makes this call.
See there, it's a true 50-50. Wow.
Yeah, you can see Brian open-ended. Rich pairing his 7. Rich sporting that HPT hat that he recently acquired this weekend, looking good.
Rich was having fun all week. Followed him every day, of course. There we go.
And he's going to make the call, and we're going to flip it over.
10 of hearts, 9 of hearts. Rich shows.
And Rich is going to see somewhat good news as he is ahead, but you talked about the percentages here. So 2 cards to go, and you can see Brian all in for his tournament life. So if he does not improve, he will be our first elimination here at this HPT final table. Pot of 2.1 million chips. Jeremy giving the tail of the tape out there to our studio audience. All right. Wonderful. TV poker always slows things down a little bit. You got to love it. You got to love it.
It does. There's a lot of elements.
Yeah, there sure is. So it makes it fun. Been doing this for a lot of years, and you know, it's a good time, definitely. But yeah, poker moves a little slower when you got the cameras and the lights and everything else that goes along with it.
Here we go.
All right, back to the action. Let's go to the turn card now. And the turn card is the 5 of diamonds.
It gives Rich the straight.
You can see the percentages change there now. 83 to 17. Brian's going to need to improve, or this will be it for him. Let's go to that final. The river card, and it's the King of Hearts, so no help for Brian, and he's going to be eliminated. Going out, $13,840. So he'll pad that total career winnings, and that'll now increase from 121 to about 136,000 for the 60-year-old retiree from Golden, Colorado. So great to have Brian at this final table. And just like that, Corey, we are down now to 8. 8 players here, all trying to be our next HPT champion. Looking up top there, Benny's been running real well here. He's got 25% of the chips in play, 5.9. Chris right behind him, and then Aaron, middle of the pack there. You got Rich and Kevin. And look at Craig Casino. Still got 17 big blinds, okay? 1 million chips. No reason to get crazy. You got 17 bigs. It's okay. And we talked about Craig before. He's been playing that short stack all weekend long. So it's been, we use the word roller coaster. We overuse the word roller coaster when we talk about poker. But you can really say that for Craig. He's really been on one this entire weekend.
Yes, yes, he has. A lot of ups and downs for all of these guys, really. You know, that's just tournament poker. You kind of ride the wave and just make sure you always have chips in front of you, right?
Yeah, you're right about that. And you know, you hear us talking about Craig a lot, and that's for good reason. He's been on the tour with us for many, many years. He's had a lot of success, 940,000 career winnings for Craig Casino. We're not playing favorites here. Some of these younger guys I've met. I've played cards with some of them, but Craig's just been one of those guys. He's been good to us. He's been good to the tour. So we don't have a horse in the race, if you will, but we do have a friendship with Craig, and we hope we have that with all of the players here as we continue to meet these guys as we do that. And that's the best part of my job being on the road, is just meeting the players each and every week. Some of my best friends in life are from hanging around the good old HPT. So we appreciate everybody coming out and playing. The raise here by Kevin, he's going to go up to he's going to raise it up to 190,000 with his ace-10. Now action over to Rich with 7-6.
You know, you talked a little bit about being friends with a lot of these guys, and I hear compliments and comments from players all the time. That's one of their favorite things about HPT, is that we're so accessible, and we're always here having a good time with them and walking the floor. And I mean, not anybody can just go hang out and have a beer with Jack Effel or you know, there's just too many players there. So,
well, and I think as Rich here makes the call, I think, Corey, we've always known at what level the HPT is. We've got the WSOP, of course, we've got WPT. We've even got our friends over at Mid-States and what's Todd's thing, the APT or the Poker Night in America.
Yeah.
They're all friends of ours, okay? And we all kind of know our place. And, yeah, our old owners, Greg and Todd, used to say we make friends one beer at a time, and that's what we've always done. All right, action back here. Andrew making the call. And now over to Craig. Look at this. Craig looks down at pocket 4s in the big blind. That raise was to 190,000.
Craig's a small stack here, so he may be ready to make a move.
And yeah, pocket 4s. We got these 3 players here. The raise and 2 calls. The 4 is shrinking even more now for Craig. But you're right. He is on the short stack. 17 bigs here. And he's just going to make the call. So he's just going to try to be sneaky with this hand. And we go to the flop. 4 players to the flop. And when you got 4s like this with 3 other players in there, your mouth starts to salivate because you're hoping for a big flop, and it wasn't that one. 7-5 deuce. Not the flop that Craig was looking for. Craig is going to check. They've got us nestled back here in one of the kitchen areas for the live stream broadcast. I just shot a little video. We'll pop that up to the website here momentarily. But, you know, we've been in a lot of different places, bathrooms. We've been in some dressing rooms, and now we're back in the kitchen. It's a good place to be if we get hungry. I'll tell you that much for sure. All right, the bet here. Looks like Rich bet $1 million. So the bet was $1 million by Rich, who paired his 7. Now over to Andrew with Jack 10. Yes, and these cards will go into the muck here momentarily. And now action back to Craig with his pocket 4s. No luck on the flop for Mr. Casino. And he's going to fold. So back to Kevin here, who's with his ace high. He's got ace 10. And he's going to fold. And Rich is going to take down this pot as we continue 8-handed here at this HPT final table. James Larson, my name, alongside Cory Stewart. Cory hanging out in here. And Cory, you've had the job of doing live updates all weekend long. So you're wearing a lot of hats these days, bro.
Yeah, it's getting difficult to keep up. Yeah, I'm trying to type up some updates right now and get that Brian Leach hand up there on the HPTupdates.com blog. It's been a busy week.
Yeah.
I've got a newfound respect for Dan Ross over at Hold'em Radio.
Indeed.
Dan busts his ass. He does a really good job. And he was tied up this weekend doing a series in Thunder Valley with our buddy Ben Irwin. So I said, I'll jump in and do the updates. And I can't wait for Dan to come back.
All right, well, we're going to take a short, just about a 2-minute break. We'll be right back. You are listening and watching the HPT.
For him. 100 bucks? That's the best you got. It's a long time. Dude, 100 bucks. You got that for me before, dude.
All right, welcome back to the HPT live stream. James and Cory with you, hanging out here in Black Hawk, Colorado. Beautiful weather out here this week. It's fun to come out in the summertime. I've been out here in ice storms, rainstorms, mudslides. We've seen it all.
You saw a bear on the way up the mountain
I
last
saw a bear last time, yeah. This time I came in a little late. My flight was canceled. Haven't had that happen in a while. I've had a lot of postponements. We've seen everything on the road. But, yeah, this time just a full-blown cancellation. So I got here. That's all that matters. And we made up for lost time last night. Let me tell you that, Cory. We had some fun. And that's one thing I like about coming out here to the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. 24-hour service at the bar, 7 nights a week. Man, you got to just love that. You got to love it. All right, we got a raise here by Rich. Folded around now to Craig Casino. See what Craig picked up here as soon as the cards update. Raise was to 250,000 chips by Andrew.
There we go.
Look at this. Okay. Craig has a hand. Pocket kings. Do you just shove here, Core? I guess that's what he's going to do. You get them all in the middle. Ben's going to fold his 6-5.
Don't think Andrew will call here.
Well, Andrew's short as well, though.
He is. I didn't
so,
see that.
you know, he's only got 860,000.
540 to call. He's got a lot of money in the middle already.
So, yeah, I mean, and he's, boy, this would really be a tough break for Craig if he does make the call and he gets him here with his ace. But right now, Craig in the lead with his pocket kings.
So I jumped in a little late. You may have already commented on this, but this is Andrew's first career tournament cash.
Wow, isn't that awesome?
Pretty cool.
No.
He's been all smiles all weekend.
Yeah, does he make this call, Cor?
He doesn't want to.
No. He's going to fold. So, Craig, no action. He's
Craig
going to show
shows
it.
him.
He's going to show the kings. He's going to show it. Craig wins the pot. Yep, there. The crowd. We were just asking. Jeremy just asked if anybody's out there watching. He says only in spirit. He's got a very large family. Craig's a family guy. We know that, of course. His wife very supportive of his poker hobby, if you will. You know, this has never been a full-time thing for Craig. He was a full-time police officer in the Chicago suburbs for about 15 years. Owns a tree business back home now. Still working to this day. And, you know, I'm not going to... Some people give me a hard time for mentioning people's ages. I'm not going to give Craig's up, but he looks a lot younger. He looks a lot younger than he looks, I'll tell you that much for sure.
He does, and we'll, as the day goes on, we'll have to share some of the stories that Craig shared with us last night from his old days as a police officer. He had some great ones.
Hey, there's Jess, one of our favorite dealers here. Good to have her back in the box. You know, Jess is became a friend of ours. We talked about how we have friends on the road, and Jess went through cancer. And she beat cancer, and she's back and better than ever. She's been dealing here for a ton of years, as back far as I can remember when I started coming up the mountain. And, again, back to this love fest, and then I'll wrap it up. When I first started coming up here, it was just people were just so nice. I mean, it was like Minnesota, Iowa nice, where I'm from. Everybody would just greet you. They were happy. And there was that aroma in the air that I always liked, too. There was an aroma in the air ever since I've been coming up here, and now that aroma is legal, which is nice. Just make sure, crew guys, that you get that stuff out of your bag, because back in Fargo and Cedar Rapids, it's not legal. All right, Craig now with a Jack-9.
Did I hear all in?
Wow.
Yeah. Scooping the blinds.
Scooping the blinds. You know, he just showed the pocket kings.
Mm-hmm.
And, Craig's got a method to his madness. Some people like to critique Craig's play, but anytime I start to, as I sit up here in the box with your and I's combined Hendon mob of, about zero, I look down at 940,000 for Craig Casino. But let's be honest, he plays the game a little differently, and it's hard to really put your finger on how he plays the game. But he likes to play a lot of hands. He can run a stack up. Mm-hmm. He's like me at the blackjack table.
Yeah, you ran it up last night.
Luckily, I had my coach, Cory, with me to, make sure we didn't get into trouble. But
pocket that profit. I had breakfast with Dan Lewitzo, our buddy from Chicago, the other day. Came out and played this weekend. Did not fare well, but had a meal with him, and we were talking about Craig Casino and a couple other guys in the field, and he had a good term for it. He called it pressure poker. That's kind of what Craig does. He likes to put pressure on his opponents from start to finish. So this is, I think he's in for 2 bullets. And his first bullet, we saw Craig run it up from the 30K starting stack to like 150 in an hour.
Right, yeah.
Like just massive stacks. But then he comes back from dinner with 150 and he was out in an hour.
Well, yeah. Okay, we got a re-raise here now. The raise was at 225,000 with a 10-9 suited. The re-raise, the 3-bet coming from the pocket jacks by Aaron, going up to 700,000. And now Chris with a decision here. He's got a hand. He's got King Jack, and he's in the big, but he's going to fold. So now back here to Benny. Ben makes a quick call there. Cory, quick call with his 10-9. He likes it. Going against the jack. So we're heads up now to the flop. Aaron and Ben. And let's see what Jess has for the flop. It is 7 for Trey. Look how good those faded spade cards look. Love them. We're going to talk more about that. We want to thank Tom Wheaton and his help for getting us these cards with the HPT.
Yeah, there's some sharp-looking cards.
All right. To the 9 seat.
It's a big one. 1.6 already.
Sure is, yeah.
Uh-oh.
And Aaron just going to keep applying pressure here.
700 or so.
With the best hand, and this should be a very easy fold for Ben. Yep. So Aaron's going to take down that pot, and we move on. Aaron's 36 years old, and he's had a 10th before. 2 bullets into this thing. His total career winnings, less than I bought in for, is what he put on there. Total career winnings, less than what I bought in for. So got a few newbies here at the final table. That's great to see. A lot of people ask, and I get this question back home, James, can anybody play the HPT? And I say, well, absolutely. You've got to be, of course, 21 years or older in most of the properties, and you need to just come on out and play. Bring your driver's license or passport with you, and I always recommend get into our qualifiers. Just like when I, splash around a little bit. If I'm going to play an event, one of the reasons I like to play a qualifier is just to get your feet wet before just jumping right in the main event. It's good to just get some reps in, play a few orbits, and hopefully save yourself some money by satelliting in. And all the information for all the events is at hptpoker.com. Who knows? Give it a shot. You could be playing for the Unreal Cash. I love that overhead shot that we have. Our crew always takes such great pictures. And you talk about the family. Kevin Bove, our director, has been with us since the beginning. In fact, Cory, we've been here 26 times. He hasn't missed 26 times, this guy. I had to miss a Valentine's Day. I remember that. There was a couple other ones in there that I had to take a little exit on. But Kevin Bove from Detroit, Michigan, our director, appreciate all your help, man. And the entire crew here, they always do such a great job. Craig now with Jack 4. He's going to fold. That's what's fun about Craig. He can look down into Jack 4 and start to really start playing those hands. And when he starts doing that, he starts getting into a groove, and people start laying down hands. It's fun to watch. But like you said, the way he can spin up a stack, if the guy gets hot on top of his play, anything's possible.
Mm-hmm. Chris Tryba in the 1 seed is a pretty funny Twitter follow. If any of you out there in the Twitterverse are looking for somebody to humor you, I would recommend Chris Tryba. Now, that hat he has on, I would love to hear the story about that. Did you see that, James?
The hat. What's the hat?
Chris Tryba's hat in the 1 seat. Looks like it's either been the same hat he's been wearing daily since he was a small child, or maybe his dog got a hold of it. I'm not sure. But there's got to be a story behind that hat.
Yeah. People have their lucky hats, their lucky shoes, their lucky socks.
Yeah.
Last night, remember this, Cory? I don't know if you remember this, but I've got a lucky 50-cent piece now.
You do get paid out with a 50-cent
Yeah, you said,
piece.
look, they're paying you in quarters. You go, no, it's a 50-cent piece. This was about at 3:45 Mountain AM this morning. So, yeah, we were having a little fun. We like to give back a little bit. We like to get back a little bit to the the Golden Gates Casino Fund here. Speaking of giving back, first place tonight, $159,131. As you and I, being announcers, you're a marketing guy, doing all this work, could you imagine getting that check for $159,131? I mean,
would be nice.
Life-changing money. That's what's fun about the HPT. Second place, not too bad either. I'll settle for that. $98,509.
What a turnout. 763 total entries.
People talk, is poker dead? I said, well, have you seen the World Series numbers? Did you look at the main event? How about this event here? 763. I'm not bragging for us. I'm bragging for poker. I think it's great. And we want all the tours to succeed. Right now, the WPT, they're over in California at the Gardens, a great property. I've visited that a couple of times. They had a good weekend over there. And we get some players of theirs, they get some of ours. It's really a poker community, and we want everybody to continue to do well, especially here on TV and on these live streams. Action over to Kevin now, looks down at King Jack, one of Cory Stewart's favorites. Oh wait, you told me last night Queen 10. You think I'm bad at poker? You ought to play with the stew. His Queen 10, he plays it like it's the nuts.
I do. I like to donate. Last time Kevin had King Jack, we saw him move all in on Craig and get Craig to fold the ace queen. This time he just calls with the Kojak.
Kevin's got the kind of that Brian Johnson AC/DC look with his lid.
He does. What do you call that?
I like a not a beret, but
it's not a fedora, right?
No, it's a derby maybe. Derby. 2 9s and an ace here. Kevin will be first. He checks over to Chris. Chris pairing his ace for 2 pair, aces and 9s. I see what you're talking about with that hat. Yeah, I think the dog might have got a hold of that hat at some point.
So.
Let's go to the turn card now. Turn card is the 6 of hearts, so 3 hearts on board. You see Kevin there holding the king of hearts.
Good card for Kev. He picks up the flush draw. Of course, Chris has a heart, but...
So Chris is going to wager here with the best hand, aces and 9s.
Oh, boy.
And he does have a heart, too.
Go. Kevin just moves all in.
So 275. Boy, that makes it so tough here for Chris now. 275,000. Hey, buddy, how are you? And now action back to Chris with the best of it here.
Surely he makes the call here, right?
Well, I mean, it's not that easy, Cory. 3 hearts on board. But I think, yeah, he does make the call.
It is.
And there it is right now. The call has been made. All right, Chris hoping 2.
Tryba's going to be pretty happy to see that King Jack, I think.
Yeah, all right, well, we're going to go to the river card here.
Oh, Kevin didn't move all in. He left about 50K behind, it looks like.
And the river card is the 8 of diamonds.
Oh. Tryba says,
So-
nope, you're not getting
Yeah.
to keep that 50K.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
Wow. And he's going to hold on to those chips. He's going to hold on to them. All right, well, Kev in the 2 seat, as you can see, not very happy right now, Stugatz.
No.
Not happy at all. And meanwhile, his opponents, calling people out in the audience, and poor Kevin is just steaming over there. But yeah, he did maintain some chips, so
Well, some is a way to put it.
he's got some chips there.
He's got less than a small blind or right at a small blind.
By the way, I just got a text from Alan Kessler who said he was going to stop by, so I'm just giving you that heads up now.
Excellent.
He said he wanted to swing by as I show you a picture of my cat,
Thanks.
Squeaky
Thanks.
Bear.
Thanks for showing me some
All right,
stuff.
action continues here. James Larson, my name, alongside Cory Stewart. Glad you're with us. We're playing 50, 100. All right, action over to Craig Casino. Craig's not done yet, but he's going to fold this hand over to Ben. I think that's Kevin talking, right?
I think that's Tryba.
Oh, it's Tryba talking. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it is Tryba. Tryba's happy. Kev, not so happy.
No, Kev doesn't have a lot to say right now.
Kev's got position, though, okay?
He
The one
does.
thing he's got a hat and he's got position. Look at Tryba, loves it. Tryba's happy. Doesn't care that his hat's all weathered and wore out. He's got chips, and he's got a hand, and he's going to make a bet. Kevin looks like he's going to hurt somebody. All right, Benny's going to raise it up here.
That's Chris.
Chris, rather.
So Tryba, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big bet. That's those whites are 100Ks. 675.
675. Now over to Kevin. Kevin's going to fold. Chip in a chair, though.
Yeah,
Chip in a chair.
we've seen it happen before.
Ooh, look at this.
Ah.
As the cards are starting to show up here.
Yep. We're still waiting to see what Mr. Tryba has. He's the one that made the 3-bet, remember? So action around to Ben.
Yeah, look at Benny, though, with the pocket keys. Ben's been running well, Cory. I know you didn't see all of the first few hands, but the deck's been very kind to Ben. Ben's a very good poker player. He doesn't need any help. Let me tell you that much for sure. But he's getting it today. He's getting some cards, and he's playing very well. I like his table demeanor. I love the shades. And if you ask me, he'd be a pretty tough guy to read.
So Ben 4-bets to 2 million.
Boy, Chris not laughing, smiling as much as he was here as he's gotten repopped.
Uh-oh. All in.
Wow,
and
this
we're
is,
gonna get a
Cory,
call.
this is a huge pot. Could it
Yep.
be aces and kings, or is it ace-king going up against kings?
Queens and kings.
Queens and, no, it's ace. It is queens. Wow. We call it the buzzsaw, ladies and gentlemen. The buzzsaw is when your big hand gets sawed up, and that's what's happening right now. Getting cut in half, but hey, there's 5 cards to go. Kings versus queens. What a cooler, Cory Stewart.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Wow. A lot of chips here. Look at this pot. Is that right? 10 million?
Yeah, I think these guys
Yeah.
were first and second
First
chips.
and second. I mean, what do you do, though? You got kings. Look at Ben.
Whoever
Ben
wins
loves
this
it.
pot could, they're going to have half the chips in
They're
play.
going to have half the chips in play. Now, listen. We got the flop first and then 2 cards after. It's not over yet.
My goodness.
Well, the flop is 5-4 deuce. So obviously the king's still in the lead. Boy, Ben's going to have just a huge chip advantage if he can win this hand. Turn card is the 8. So you know the story here. One of those remaining 2 queens. Wow. Chris was just having the time of his life. He was smiling. He was loving life. And now he's sent to the rails, Cory.
My
Going out
goodness.
in 8th place. Look at him. 17,245. Throws his headphones. Now, you
He is not a happy camper.
not at all.
Yeah, and Kevin may have just laddered up, huh? Wow.
Yeah, right.
With less than a big blind.
Now, is he eliminated?
It's going to be very close.
Yeah, we're going to find out. Sorry, I said he was eliminated. We're gonna reconcile these chips. Jess is out there doing that right now. But Cory, you got queens. You're running. I mean, there's nothing he can do there, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a professional, so I'm not one to get advice from, but it seems to be that would be inevitable. Even
mean-
with that flop. I mean, the flop comes
Well,
two
right,
hearts, five
right,
clubs,
exactly.
4 diamonds.
In so many
getting
bets.
it in there.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Wow,
it's like
unbelievable. But
Tryba-
yeah, good.
Tryba might have a stack about the size of Kevin's.
Well, no, I
now.
think he's got a little bit more than
Oh, he
Kevin.
does, yeah.
We've got a couple of real shorties right now. I'll tell you that much for sure. What a big hand. You know, it was just speculation, but I predicted. I just kind of had a feeling we might see some action cards just from what I saw early on at this final table. And Cory, you know how this is. It kind of goes in waves. We've got events where you go 2 or 3 hours. Where look at this, right to the Twitter. I bet that's where Tryba's going here.
For sure.
I don't know if it'll be funny, but I've got a feeling it's going to be, and I'm gonna check my Twitter account here. I'm gonna go to Chris. I got a feeling it could be. Well, folks, I just ran queens into kings. Look at Ben. Got to be a happy camper right now, Cory. I mean, he's set up. You know, obviously there's still a lot of poker to be played, but what an advantage that is to take down a pot like that. Take out this, you know, the next big stack at the final table. There's a little smile. Come on, you can smile. It's okay. You just won a huge pot. All right, well, look at Craig Casino. A little more life into him now, too. The other players, obviously, everybody's happy when you got 2 guys basically to the felt now.
Mm-hmm.
Big hand here. Big hand. As Cory, you're doing the updates over here.
Yeah, we got to get a blog post
Yeah,
out there.
you got to get those blogs up, man. I do 10 a week. You know, that's the thing about the HPT, folks. We're a small operation. And a lot of hats. There's a lot of hats that are worn. And, hey, I just want to thank you, man. I've worked with a lot of people on the road. I mean, a lot of people come and gone. But you're like my second or third favorite, man.
Hey, thanks, man. I'll take
You're
it.
doing a good job.
I'll take it.
And you put up with us. You know, Cory's booking the travel and the hotel rooms. And let me tell you, it's not always easy for him when you're dealing with divas on the road. I won't point any fingers at the mirror or anything like that. But we do have a lot of fun. All right, action continues here. It's folded around to the 9 seat. Aaron's going to put his cards in the muck. Over to the 1 seat now of Chris. Just obviously, it just sucks. Cory, that just sucks when that happens. You know, nobody wants to get cooled. It's part of poker. It's what makes poker great, though. But it's a part of the game. That sucks. Over to the 3 seat now, Rich Dixon. Rich is going to fold. Over to the blinds we go now. We'll start with Andrew WK. No, that's not really his name. It's Andrew, though. Looks down at ace 10. And Andrew's getting Andrew has been short here for a while. It's down to 860,000. It's going to raise it up. Going up to 300,000. Over to Eric now in the big. Probably not going to defend with the 10 tray. So Andrew is going to show it. He's going to show it. At least he's going to show. Look, he's having fun out there. That's good. All right, up top, Benny with 10 million. 44% of the chips.
Yeah, 22 million chips in play, I believe, and he has 10 mil.
Yeah, look at Craig. No, so Craig, a lot of shorties if you look there from Craig down. Really, I mean, they're all short in comparison, but Aaron with 4 million, Eric with 2.8, Rich with 2.7. So you look at the bottom there, Kevin with just 30,000 right now.
He's going to need some help.
Yeah, he is. And by the way, our next elimination, I said it before because I thought Chris did go out. Next elimination, 17,245. This is the other part of the game. It's just so much fun. We make it through the whole week. We make it through the weekend. And now this money goes back. The players put the money in. It wasn't us. It was those entry fees. And it all goes right back into the poker community. And it's just awesome to see. And that's the other thing I love about Colorado, Cory, is just the cash, the games, the tournaments, the other tours that come here. The money does kind of, for the most part, stay here. I mean, we got a lot of people that travel in and out. But there's just a lot of great poker that goes on right out here in Colorado. It would be kind of fun just to spend a month out here and fish and do some outdoor activities and just play poker. You could definitely do it. Over at the Ameristar, we stopped over there last night. The place was just jamming with games.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that there's this little
I know.
mini Vegas up here
It's
in
crazy.
the mountains. A lot
It's
of people
crazy.
don't even know about Blackhawk, but this is we do a lot of traveling, and people always ask, "Where's your favorite place to
Yeah.
go?" And I always say Blackhawk right
Just
away.
like that,
Love
yeah.
going to Colorado, even outside of Blackhawk being beautiful and Golden Gates being great and the prize pools being huge. There's a lot to do outside of that. You can hike. I like to ski.
Yeah. You
Climbing.
climbed a mountain the last time you were here.
I did.
You're insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
I'm
fun.
having a hard time breathing in this kitchen right now, and you're up there climbing a mountain.
Well, it's a little warm in the kitchen.
Yeah, it is a little warm in here, I'll tell you that much for sure. All right, let's catch you up to speed here. Ben, UTG raises to 250. Now Rich with you know how much I love pocket nines. He now, it looks like, makes the call.
So Ben opened here. I'm just getting caught
Yeah,
up.
Ben opened
opens
with the
king
raise.
10,
Yep.
Rich flats with the 9s. Andrew sneaking in there with the queen 8. Oh, boy.
Well, look at
They're
this.
all limping in. Oh, this is a Craig Casino special right
Yeah,
here.
this is where he tries to. Oh, yeah.
He's priced in. Here he goes.
Craig is going to make the call. All right, I like it. We're going to run out of room for the graphics here if anybody else plays. So the 9's right now in the lead for Rich. So let's go to the flop. Jess will bring it to us in a matter of seconds. And that flop is King 5 deuce.
Nobody with the king. Rich still
Nobody with
best.
the king, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Ben does have a king. King 10.
Well, listen, there's so many cards out there.
It's tough to keep track.
So
Yeah.
Benny, of course, who's just on fire today. Look at him. I love that. Just that stare down. Just the. Try to have some of the players pop in, but yeah, I've seen there's a lot of different ways to finish out when you've got the chip lead like that. But really, what I've seen is just play the game, stay with your game plan, and because do what got you here. You know, no reason to really get crazy. Find another gear, I guess. But just continue to do what you've been doing. And like I said, not try to take anything away from Ben's game, but he's been very fortunate in the card department so far.
Well, of course, that's a big part of the game.
That's a big part of the game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any argument there.
Personally, if I were Ben, I think I would go get myself a nice lunch and just step away for a couple
That's
hours.
how I play, exactly. I would go take a shower, maybe get a massage.
Yep.
I mean, that's just like last night when we won. I said, we need to get the hell out of here as quick as we can, okay? Because I still have chips in my pocket. I still haven't even brought them to the cage yet. So, but yeah, you know, there's a lot of different schools of thought there, you know.
Eric Kleeman enters the pot with the old ace 10, ace of diamonds, 10 of hearts.
I like this, Eric. Didn't get a chance to talk to him much beforehand. He's 36 years old from Naperville. Has plans for the cash, a down payment on the house. Now, these are hands that Craig likes to mix it up with in the blind. And he's going to move all in, as I said. Wow. And Eric may snap him up on this.
Yeah.
He's got ace 10 on the button. Craig in the blind.
He's going to be in bad shape if he gets
He's going to be in
called
real
here.
bad shape. Is this the way Craig wanted to go out? Not saying he's going out, sorry. But King 10, all in.
You know, I was really surprised to see him fold that ace queen to Kevin earlier. Kevin had the king
Yeah,
jack.
well, just talking about Eric here. It looks like he's gonna make the call. And boy, if he does, this is gonna spell bad news for Mr. Casino. I think he's gonna put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Really leaning towards those chips getting in the middle.
Yeah, there's the call.
Yeah, and you know Craig hasn't been running real well today. You got to put that into your thought. You've got the ace. He's way ahead here, Corey. Way ahead with the ace 10. So look at Craig, thinking, where did this go wrong? All right, well, Craig's going to need to improve, or he's going to be joining me in the broadcast booth. I'll tell you that much for sure. All right, let's go to the flop. Can Craig get lucky here and keep his hopes alive to return as a champion here at Golden Gates Casino? Let's go to the flop. Oh, look at that. King,
Wow.
5, Trey.
The legend
2
spikes the
clubs.
king.
He spikes the king. It's not over yet, Corey. It's not over yet. 2 cards to go.
Picks up
Turn
the wheel
card
draw.
with the wheel draw out there. So any ace, any 4. He's got 7 outs. The legend. Will the legend continue It's a 3 of clubs.
Wow.
And just like that, Craig Casino is back in this thing.
Up to 2.5.
Craig's a good winner. I've always said that about him. Okay, he's a very good winner. He's very humble. You know, he doesn't spike the football. You won't see him jumping up and down. If anything, he's almost too good of a winner. He'll come. You know, he played very well.
He's very humble.
He's
yes.
very humble. This guy. Look at him. He a little bit of a misstep maybe, but that works out okay for him there as he gets the full double up.
He did that time.
The old King 10, suited in diamonds, comes through. So let's look at the chips now. Boy, Craig catapults now. He's got 2.5 million, but still a long ways away from Ben. But anything can happen here on the HPT. James Larson alongside Cory Stewart. We're glad you're with us today. Having a good time in the mountains as always. I went for a little jog this morning. It was nice. Trying to hard for me to catch my breath though. I was mentioning that before. Up here in the mountains, it
really does take a few days to
it
adjust.
sure
You know?
does.
They always
Sure
say,
does.
like for ski trips, going up to, we went to Breckenridge this year, which is almost 10,000 feet. You're supposed to fly into Denver and then spend a day or two there to let your body kind of acclimate.
Yeah, well, I don't have time to do
Drink
that.
lots of water, but yeah, no.
And I don't like water.
James is always on the move, so
Yeah,
he doesn't have time for that.
I tried to take a nap this morning. I said, no, I'm on the move. Come on, we got $159,000 to give away here for first place. Let's do it. I did get a chance to sit in the hot tub today. I like the hot tub here at the Ameristar where we stay at across the street. 36th floor, high atop the entire place. You can see everything. Love it out here. I could live out here. I've said that before. Look at this. Kevin's all in. His 30,000's all in. I got a feeling he's probably going to get some callers.
Yeah, chances are good. He's all in for less than a small blind, so he's guaranteed at least 2 callers.
Yeah, he sure is. Thanks for breaking that down for us, Cory Stewart. Love the Nirvana shirt in the background. All right, Andrew here with Ace King and the Hijack. A lot of royalty cards out there. Eric with King Jack. So this could be, some players looking to eliminate the 2-seed here. Look, Kev's got his jacket on and is putting his backpack on. He's had it. He's got Ace Deuce though. Craig here with Ace 7. Andrew with Ace King. You can see the graphics. There's like 15 of them up there.
Look at that. Yeah, I've never seen that graphic. This is a new software update from videopokertable.net. Never seen that graphic pop over to the right like that. It looks like after 5 players, they go to the right.
Yeah. Want to thank our buddy Jeff Casper back there running the cards. Always does a great job. You can't get much past that guy. He's like a hockey goaltender. It's tough to get the puck past him. Hey, Kev, you still have a hand. He was walking away. All right, the flop is Jack 10-4. Not a good flop here for the all-in of Kevin.
Eric hits top pair.
All right, they're checking it
around.
down here for that street. Turn card now is another 4. They're all checking. Will we eliminate another player? Let's go to the river card here, ladies and gentlemen. And it's another Jack. So that's going to do it for Kevin. Yeah, Eric's got a bet here. You can check it down to eliminate a player, but you have a full house. He's going to make a bet here, and he's going to eliminate Kevin in the process as I see if anybody else. Nope, that's a fold. So side pot is going to go to Eric, and that is going to do it for Kevin, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Nettles going out in 8th place, $17,245. All right, Cory, just like that, then we're down to 7 players here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. Kev played well. I think Kev's already at the cashier. It didn't take him long to get out of here.
He's long gone.
You know, Kev did something I've never seen anybody do before. When he was putting his bag together, he put an empty bottle of water in his bag. Never seen that before.
Yeah, I think he likes putting things in the bag. I think for day 1, he put his empty bag of potato chips in there as well. So.
Okay. Hey, we got to have fun. James Larson, my name, alongside Cory Stewart from the HPT. We've been threatened that Alan Kessler is going to be joining us. I will let you know. Oh, no, he said found a later ride. We'll stop by. So he is stopping by. Oh, and then Roger Campbell says watching but no picture. So are they able to listen to us? Is that right? Or is Roger watching a feed from like last year or something?
He's probably watching last year's table.
Yeah. All right, Benny up top with 11 million, Aaron Rich, and then Craig. So Craig Casino, 2.4. Eric in there with 2 million. And your short stack, you see Andrew with 760,000 chips. All right, down to 7. Next elimination, $20,649. It's a nice payday, Corey, here on the HPT. But that's what happens when you got 763 people all paying $1,100. Obviously makes for quite a nice little prize pool up here in the mountain. And if you're wondering where Blackhawk is, just 45 minutes, about 50 minutes from the airport. Very easy to get in and out of here. It always scares me driving up at night, though, that windy road, the buses coming down, a little bit of rain. I had a great Uber driver want to give Jerry a shout-out for giving me a ride up here safely in his PT Cruiser. I said, Jerry, how does Uber let you drive this thing? It's a PT Cruiser. Didn't they stop making these things in the 90s? He said, it's only 10 years old, Jim, and I happen to like it. He goes, it's got great suspension. You're lucky I didn't take one of my other cars. I said, well, what's your other car? An Omni Horizon? All right, so the raise was $225,000 by Benny with the King 8. Going up against Chris's Queen 5. Flop comes out Queen 7 deuce, so I would expect Chris to get his remaining chips in the middle here after that flop as he pairs his Queen. Look at Ben, just straight face, shades. And Ben's going to reach for some chips. And Ben's not going to like this, but right now Chris has got the best of him. Kind of a big bet there to get, obviously, Chris all in. And Chris is going to have no issue putting those cards in the middle. And right now he's looking in a good shape to do a double up. $875, so we flip over the cards, and Ben's going to see the bad news, but 2 cards to go, and Ben's been running well, so he just needs to find one of the remaining 3 kings in the deck. If so, Chris will be eliminated, but if not, he'll double up here and keep his tournament hopes alive. His plans for the cash, Chris told me not to buy a new hat. Not buying a new hat. Likes it. And if you're just joining us, Chris came to the table with 4.67. Corey, that would have made him our chip leader, but he got tangled up with Benny the Bear. Chris had queens, Benny had kings. It's a classic poker tale.
Could be the story of the table when it all shakes out. We'll
Turn card is an 8. So always a sweat here. The 8 for Benny. All right, so any king, any 8. It's the king of diamonds. It's the king of diamonds, and that's going to do it for Chris. He's eliminated. Benny doesn't even know what to say. Chris is gonzo, folks. Going out with $20,649. Tough day. Tough day on the felt for Mr. Tryba. A very tough day. Normally, very, very happy. He was happy. Things were going well. But that's poker. That is poker, ladies and gentlemen.
They're dropping quick.
They're dropping like flies.
Chris Tryba out in 7th place.
Yeah, 7th place, $20,649. And just like that, I keep saying just like that, but it's going pretty fast. That's why I keep saying it. And I'll say it one more time. Just like that, we're down to 6 players here on the HPT. Started with 763, down to our final 6. All right, chip counts. Ben with a lot of them. Andrew with not very many of them. And you see Ben's just kind of picking them off. And just, Corey, when things are going well, they're going well. Perfect example right there. Runner. 8, and then the king, boom, another elimination. We'll see if Ben can continue this and win his first HPT title. Ben Brown, mentioned it before, he's a professional poker player. 28 years old. 28 years old. What were you doing when you were 28? You were wandering the streets of St. Louis with a application in your hand for some radio station in downtown.
I was part of the street team.
You were part of the street team. You were flyering cars. All right. Andrew V with the 4 tray. How do you say his last name? Van Manen?
Van Manen. Andrew Van Manen raises it up. What's going to
raise it up with 4 trays?
Under the gun.
Really happy to be here. He's played a few funky hands here and there, but he's having a good time. Laddering up, by the way. Andrew, 48 years old. Yeah, he wrote down total career earnings, 0 he put down. He's a landscaper, this guy. He's from Oskaloosa, Iowa, not far from me. Me and this guy are going to be drinking at the center bar later. And look at this. Eric wakes up with a huge hand here. Pocket ladies. I like this Eric guy. If I had to make a prediction right now, obviously Ben would be the favorite, but I like this guy Eric. Because I think he's sneaky good, this guy Eric is. He wakes up with pocket queens, not just because he's got pocket queens. Now action over to Aaron with the 6-4 on the button. Probably an easy fold with the 3-bet going to 1 million chips. Okay, maybe I shouldn't speak so fast. unless he's just kind of organizing his chips there. Aaron in the 9 seat. Aaron Fry started the day with 3.485. Looks like Aaron's up to about 3.9 right now, 3.8 right in that vicinity. Fun poker, though, Cory, today. This has been, you know, I enjoy kind of the slower days because it's fun to watch that. And I like days like this, too. But they're totally different, obviously. But I'm having a lot of fun calling this final table. And I think the players are having fun, too. And the price of poker has just gone up because, as you see, we're getting up to that big money here. You know, if you ask me anything over 20 grand, it's great. And then up top, 159,131. And it's an all-in. Look at this. And Andrew Cory is in very bad shape here. 4 tray going up against the pocket queens. It's an 80-20 dealio. I want to get Andrew in the booth after this. If someone could get that arranged, if you're listening back there, Zach. Hey, he's suited, though, okay? He's connected, and he's suited, and he's smiling, and he's got 0 for total career winnings. Will the poker gods rain down? Not so much. A little bit of a sweat. Jack, 10 deuce, only 1 club out there, but the deuce, too. He could go runner, runner straight, or runner, runner clubs. Let's see that turn card, or he's going to get in trouble here quick. 3 of hearts. Okay, so he paired his hand. 89-11, you see the percentages. A 4 or a tray. Otherwise, he's going to be eliminated. Let's go to that river card. And the poker gods, if you're listening, it's the Queen of Hearts. So a set for Eric. That's going to do it for Andrew. We're going to try to get him on camera here. And Andrew going out with, it looks like 20,600. And no, 25,000. Was he 6th?
He was 6th place.
25,
no.
just
yes, 6th place.
Just over 25,000.
We can't even keep up with them. They're falling so fast.
Hey, Howard Stern, everybody. Just walked in. Look at him back there. Howard Stern. You want to go grab him?
I'm going to step away and try to grab Andrew for you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Ben up top with 51% of the chips in play. Aaron, 16%, 3.8 million. Eric, Craig, and Rich. And if you're just joining us, man, we are seeing just some crazy fun poker here. Big hands. Started with 9, and now we're down to our final 5. Next elimination, by the way, will be $32,565. So these players obviously in a good spot right now, as it looks like we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, the action will continue. You're watching the exclusive coverage of the HPT. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the HPT Poker live stream here on Twitch. It's your old pal James Larson broadcasting from the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor out here in beautiful Blackhawk, Colorado. Great to have you with us. We apologize for the internet issues to start off the day. That's just what we deal with out here. We love the property and all, but we're in the mountains. There's always that cellular issue, reception. The IT guys, looks like they've got it figured out. We're back in action now. Obviously, you're just joining us because we have been somewhat off the air, if you will. But wow, look at this. Just 5 players remain. And Benny, right now, leading the pack. Ben Brown up top, having one hell of a day here. And action now starts off with Craig Casino, who looks down at 7 deuce. He's going to fold his hand. Blind 60, 120. Action on Aaron. Had a chance to talk to Rich here in the break. We chatted a little bit. Good guy. Loves wearing his HPT hat. Happy to be back here. Happy to be at this HPT final table. Playing for the Unreal Cash. Up top, $159,131 is what's on the line. And now Eric said he's all in, I believe. All in with his pocket 7s. Action back to Rich here with his 9-8. And we're going to have some guests joining me here in the studio. And it looks like that's going to be a fold by Rich. Eric is going to win that hand, our first hand after break. Yeah, $159,131 is first place money. Second place, $98,509. Right now, the minimum cash for these players is $32,565. We started with $763. We paid $81, and we talked about a lot of this in the top of the program, which a lot of you probably missed because we were off the air. But this is just one of those stops for the HPT. People really come out for this one, and I like the timing. Right after the World Series, a summer saver for obviously these 5 players at this final table, but the cash went 81 places is what we paid, a prize pool of just over $740,000. So I want to thank the players. I want to thank the players for coming out and supporting this. It's just been one of these events here that has just always been off the hook for us, and it's good stuff. All right, action over to Benny B, and Ben looks down at Queen 2. He's going to fold his hand. Cory Stewart joins me now. Cory, how are you?
I'm good, James. How are you?
Doing great. I'm told we're going to have a couple of players possibly joining us. Who do you got in the on-deck circle?
I think our 6th place finisher, Andrew Van Manen, is going to come up as soon as he gets paid out down in the poker room. I did catch up with Chris Tryba, too.
Yeah, how was Tryba?
He's a little upset. He feels like he should have folded those queens.
Should have folded those queens.
Yeah. Which is a tough fold. So
yeah, I don't know if we were on or off the air during that, but the 2 big chip leaders, Benny and the mentioned Chris Tryba. Tryba with queens, ran him into kings, and they got it all in, and no luck for Chris, no help, I should say. The kings hold up, and that was it for him. He was left with, a couple of blinds after that, and then he got them all in and exited stage left. But yeah, a tough way to go out. But what do you do there? When we talk to him, hopefully he'll join us, and we'll ask. Up top, as you see, Ben with $12 million. Aaron right behind him. Well, he's behind him anyway at 3.4, along with Eric, Rich, and Craig. Not out of this thing yet. 17 big blinds. And Craig got into a hand early on, third hand. If you go back to Cory's updates, he talks about it in there where he lost some chips with his hand of King Queen up against Ben's aces. They didn't get it all in, but I forget how big the pot was. But Craig definitely took a very big hit to his stack, and he's been crawling back ever since. As he looks down at Queen Deuce, he's in the small blind. He likes to get creative in these situations.
He sure does.
Reaching for chips. And he is going to make the call. And now the option to Ben, who I said has been running red hot. Love his table image here. Love the shades. And just things have just been going very well for the 28-year-old. Life is good. Want to thank Val for stopping in and saying, how are you, Val?
Oh, fantastic.
Great. Good to see you. One of our helpers here, one of the workers here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. Ben's going to take that one down with, I think, a small raise as I looked away. But, yeah, it's really been the Ben Brown story. Cory, have you had a chance to talk to this guy at all this week during your live updates?
I really haven't. The only chatter we had was when I asked him his name when he won a couple big pots. He's been pretty quiet and focused on his game, I think.
Yeah, he's from Grand Junction, Colorado, and just in for one bullet here. His plans for the cash, just to bankroll it. He's going to throw it into his poker bankroll. 28 years old, professional poker player, and he's on track here to do very well with just 5 players remaining here at this final table. Want to give some shout-outs. Roger Campbell's listening to us in Centralia, Illinois. Roger checking in via Twitter. And by the way, folks, you can hit me up at Twitter at @HPTJames. I spell it Jaymz. Also want to give a shout-out to my good friend Barry Brown, who's checking in from Michigan. He took the afternoon off to watch Craig Casino try to win another HPT title. We'll see if he can do that. Eric here with Jack 10. And Eric's going to raise it up to $320,000. And action over to Benny in the small blind. 5 tray, and he's in fold. And now, it's like Aaron makes the call in the big blind.
With the best hand in the world.
Yeah. Oh, it's your favorite hand. All diamonds here. No, 2 diamonds and a heart. Flop comes out ace-6-5. Yeah, we joked about that earlier on. That's one of Cory's favorites there. The old Queen 10.
Eric's going to bet.
First bet probably takes it down here.
Yeah, and Eric is going to make a bet there of looks like 160,000 chips. Aaron's going to fold. So just like that, Eric takes down that pot. So obviously Ben in the chip lead here by a lot. But who else do you see at this final table? If you had to make a prediction there, Cory Stewart, who do you like?
Aaron Fry has played really solid all week. He's got over 600K in earnings. Obviously knows what he's doing. He's been here before, not to an HPT final table, but he's been at some tables with a lot of money on the line. So he knows how to play. I think he feels comfortable here. So that's a good pick. And then obviously Craig the Legend. over there.
Never count them out. That's
Never
for sure.
count 'em out.
16 bigs
And
here.
Rich Dixon's still alive, too. Rich is a great guy. He's got some scores under his belt as well.
And how about Eric? They're all in this thing, man.
We don't want to pick anybody.
See, that's a marketing guy. That's how you spin it. And we're going to be talking to Cage here, the poker room manager, momentarily, and get his input on how the week went. But you were here for the entire week. It seems like things have been going pretty well.
Oh my gosh, this series was it was huge.
Well,
Cage and the team were pretty busy here at Golden Gates for the last 12 days.
Well, listen, after
Massive
26
turnout.
times, and you think we probably got it figured out. This is the 26th time up the mountain. So, good stuff happening here. And join us again. We'll be back in September. So right around the corner, all the information at hptpoker.com. Craig's going to fold. I thought Craig was going to get frisky. You never know. Over to Benny B here with the Jack 10.
As Ben decides what he's going to do, I'm going to go ahead and hand this microphone off to Cage, poker room manager.
Poker room manager here at Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. In my 13, 14 years of being on the road here, I've dealt with a lot of great poker room managers here. Of course, the great Joey Macaluso, Tony Niehaus, and now Cage. And, boy, we've gotten to know each other pretty well here in the last few years, man. But what was your assessment of the week here? Obviously, you've got to be happy with that number going up to 763. We saw quite an increase.
The week was it blew all my expectations out of the water. Typically, when I'm running an event like this, obviously ain't a company, I'm going to look at what did I do last year,
right,
and try and gauge what kind of turnaround we got. And I might as well not even have done that because it was so ridiculously over the top. It was really cool. I mean, we worked hard. It got pretty busy, but that's what we do here. We spread games.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what's Tuesday like for you guys? I mean, here you're off the hook for about 10 straight days, and then you wake up Tuesday. Is this place kind of a ghost town, or is it right back to the locals?
There's a little bit of a poker hangover for a couple days after one of these big events. We'll get pretty slow. Our turnouts will be fairly small. A couple cash games, some smaller tournaments, but it gives all my staff and myself a minute to breathe and recuperate before we hit it again.
And I love the way you guys do the high hand in here. In fact, I got one last night. 8's full. You guys do it hourly. You still have a bad beat, much smaller, and you give away. Last night it was $50 every hour.
Yeah. I mean, it's $100, 12 to 10.
Oh, sure,
at least every day. With off hours,
I was playing in the morning.
4 a.m.
Yeah, that's when I hit my. It was actually about 3 a.m. I was in bed by 4 a.m. But yeah, love it. And if you're ever traveling through, folks, let's say you're in Colorado, just drive up the mountain. It's only 45 minutes if you don't run into any traffic. With traffic, it's about an hour. But it's the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. All right, 2 players here going to the flop. We got Rich and Craig, and the flop comes out ace 10-4. So Rich pairs his ace there. Not a whole lot for Mr. Casino with his 7-5.
No, this will be a shorthand.
Unless Craig decides to get creative, which we have seen. But Rich reaching for chips here. This should be enough for Craig to probably get his cards into the muck. This looks like a pretty decent-sized bet. Yeah, Craig's going to fold. Craig doesn't need to hear it, and he's going to fold it. And action continues here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. So surprised at the fact that we lost these players so quick that we're down to 5 already.
That was a power 2 hours for sure.
It sure was. I think Jess has got she ate her vitamins today or something. She was a lot of action. She was spreading a lot of action today. That's for sure. And I don't know if you've talked to Chris Tryba yet, but there's a tough way for him to go out. One of the chip leaders ran into the other chip leader, and queens run him into kings. It's a classic poker tale, but it's not any fun when it happens to you. I'll tell you that much for sure. But great to have Chris at this final table. He's one of those fun players that it's nice to have the guy around. And it was enjoyable to have him here on the HPT. And we look forward to hopefully having him here in the studio to talk to us, as well as some of the other players that have been eliminated here at this final table. Chip counts, Ben still up top, 53% of the chips. That's a lot of them. 12 million. That's a lot of them. How many do we have total in play here? I mean, he's got all the chips. He's got them all. He's got over half. So
everybody else is fighting for second.
Yeah, you're right about that. But hey, anything can happen here. And that's one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is the structure of the HPT. And doesn't get old talking about it because we listen to the players. The players spoke, and it did take us several years to get it right. And I'm glad for the players, and it's a great structure. There's a lot of play involved. And the players definitely happy with the way things are now here on the HPT.
Oh, I agree. It is a really good structure.
All right, we got a little hold up here in the action. So So are you going to take tomorrow off in Cage after a week like this? When do you get to a little relaxation after?
Yeah, I'll take tomorrow and Wednesday off. Will be my days off, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Yeah.
Hopefully.
And you guys got your dailies that probably pop up from time to time. So, you still got to handle all the. Is that the third headset there? That'll work now. Going through number 1. Okay, gotcha. Number 2. Okay, I just got to unmute it. Zach Howard helping us out here because we're going to have another guest. I might need a chair too. That'd be great. Thanks, Zach. As we start to get some more players in the studio with us here. And when I say studio, I use that word very loosely.
It's a studio.
And, well, I'm in a closet in the kitchen, Bags. And I remember back in the day we called some action once in the bathroom once right next to a urinal. So, hey, I've done it all. This isn't any worse than that. I'll tell you, it's actually
moving up.
Yeah, moving up. Yeah, there's a mop bucket right over here. I just hope they don't expect me to use that before I walk out of here. All right, so if you want to talk about the Craig Casino story, were you here? Were you an employee here?
I was.
When he won that thing. So you remember that day?
Yeah, yeah.
It was very special, and that was the first time for me. I was the sideline reporter at the time. That was the first time for me that I was just kind of blown away by the fact that a simple, regular guy, if you will, just a regular guy from the Midwest comes in here, beats all these, professional players and these regulars. And what I remember about Craig is just the charity. He gave a lot back to his community, some other sponsors, some other nonprofits, and I just learned real quick that Craig Casino is one hell of a guy.
Oh yeah, he's one of the nicest players I've ever met. Every time he comes in this room, he shakes everybody's hand. He talks to everybody.
All right, action continues here from the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. James Larson, my name, along with Cage, the poker room manager, and we're going to ask how you got that name here coming up too, because it is a good name. Thank you, Zach.
I'm sure you will.
All right, Eric here with pocket fives makes the call. Aaron made the raise to $250,000 with the King 4.
Yeah.
And the flop is King, Queen, 10, couple of diamonds. So Aaron pairs his King there. Ben's playing the wild cards here, the Jack Link's beef jerky wild card hand.
TM.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Let's go to that turn card. It's the 3 of clubs. Aaron, as you can see, still in the lead. Ben's going to check his mystery hand.
Who's trapping who here?
Exactly. And Eric's thinking, well, can this be good? I don't
Does
think
he
so. He's
fire
gonna
out?
check
He
back.
might. I don't know.
No, he's going to check back. We go to the river card, and it's another tray here. So King's up for Aaron. You see the check mark, unless Ben's holding something. And listen, what I've seen out of Ben, it could be, he could have Broadway. He could have a 3 in his. He could have anything.
Pocket threes.
Pocket, right, yeah, the way Ben's been running, absolutely. Look at that. Aaron's going to fold.
Aaron dumps. Wow.
And Eric's going to fold. Boy, I'd really like to know what he had. Can somebody tell me what he had? The world will never know.
His pocket 3. He had quads.
Yeah, let's
He
just,
river
yeah.
quads.
He
He had
river
those.
quads, yeah. And he increases his chip stack there up to 13 million. Eric with 3.3, 2.7. And Craig, not in the danger zone yet, is he, Cage? He's got 12 big blinds.
Nah, I mean he's going to have some decisions coming up here pretty quickly. I mean, he's still got a fairly, is not, I would say, healthy stack, but he's not an easy full-right call.
And we were talking about how Craig has been forced to nurse the short stack over the weekend, and hasn't gotten too crazy with it and battled back. Hey, there's Cory Stewart. This guy, now he's taking pictures out there. He was doing the live updates. He's taking pictures. He books our travel. If there's somebody that we got to give an MVP to, it's going to be that guy. Oh, look at this. Craig now with pocket aces. Good, just get them all in here. They'll look like desperation. He's on the button, but he's not going to do that. He elects just to raise.
This is either going to be terrible for Craig or double up.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Going 2 ways.
300,000 is raised by Craig.
It's going up to 300,000. Then he folds over to Aaron now. What does Aaron have? Well, he's got a 6-5. He's in the big blind.
And Aaron's going to make the call.
And if there's a hand that can crack the aces, it's something like this from the 6-5 and the big. All right, let's go to the flop. Heads up, and not much on 8, tray, deuce. So, gutter ball here for Aaron. Boy, you hit it on the head. It could either be, and now the 6 comes. Okay, so the 6 of diamonds on the turn. So Aaron pairs his 6.
He might be able to double up through Aaron here.
Yes. So the bet is 400,000. Craig with pocket aces, loving every minute of this. So far,
Yeah.
he's loving it right now.
He doesn't know how,
You look at all those outs
dangerous
up there.
it is,
Yeah. Aaron was 7 outs, the 6s, the 4s, the 5s. But I think this is the time he gets them all in the middle.
Craig says all in.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got to get them in the middle.
Craig is all in. Action's back to Aaron.
Well, Aaron, obviously, with the decision here. Because the call for him would be all in for 1.1. So 740,000 to make this call.
I don't know. I might call there. I don't know. I mean, obviously he doesn't know he's up against aces, but he's got a pair, not top pair, and he's got a ton of outs.
Greg very comfortable where he's at right now, feeling good. For, like I said, for the moment. Question is, will Aaron make this call? And I'm leaning towards him making the call. But now I don't know. Now I'm going back. As you see, he's got 7 outs. Looking at his chips. Looking at the payouts. 5th place, by the way, $32,565. You know, you get this far, though, Cage. He makes the
Yeah.
call. Okay, this could really just be an ugly, ugly end for Craig Casino. Or, like you
double
said,
up or end badly.
or it's going to be a double up here. You see the outs on the top of the screen. He's got 7 of them. I'm talking about Aaron. If not, Craig will get a double up and continue to win his 2nd title here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. Dealer, give us the card. It's the deuce of clubs.
Let's get a count.
Wow. Nothing's easy, Craig. I've said it before. Craig's he's a very good winner. Doesn't spike the football. You don't see him jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Doesn't, if anything, I've said to Cory, he's almost too nice of a guy sometimes. But inside right now, he's jumping up and down.
He's gotta
thinking,
be.
man.
Craig's gonna double
And look, he goes up now to $3 million in chips. Could it happen again? Could lightning strike twice at the same place? Now, when we did this back in, 2011, it was downstairs when we did this. Now
Yeah.
we're upstairs. And I kind of miss the final table down there. There was a little more action. I know the crew likes it better up here because they can set up all day and they can get in and
Yeah.
out of here. But being downstairs, there was just some charm to hearing all the slot machines, hearing the cash games, and all those people, because we have had some huge, huge final tables here
Oh,
in
yeah.
Blackhawk. There's just something about this area. It's just really turned into a hotbed of poker. So Craig Casino doubles up, and we'll see if he can continue. Oh, look, we've got a friend joining us here. All right, we're going to put on the headphones here. There you go, my friend. Introduce yourself. Grab that headset. What do I do here, Zach? 2? Say hello.
How you doing?
Andrew, how are you, my friend?
Good, good.
Good to see you. Good to see you. And we're going to talk to Andrew here in a second. Do I have your paperwork right here? Is this all
Yes.
you?
Yep.
Okay. And is it true you're from Oskaloosa, Iowa?
Yes.
I live in Cedar Rapids.
Oh, do you? Yep.
Yes. And how do you say your last name?
Van Monnen.
Andrew Van Maren. All right, we'll talk to you in a sec here as we get back to the hand here, Cage. Rich looks down at Queen 10. It's Queen 10 going up against Queen Jack. The raise was at $275,000.
Who raised it? Ben did?
Yeah, it looks like Ben raised it up.
I just burned my cards at that point. I got running so good.
You know, right?
25,000. And the call gonna be heads up.
Okay, the call is made here. Rich makes the call. Like I said, I talked to Rich in the break. Very nice guy. Told me he loves his new HPT hat. And we go to the flop here. It's 5, tray, deuce, couple of diamonds. And you can see the percentages there. Benny B with his Queen Jack going up against the Queen 10. Kind of a boring hand here, but this is poker. We go check, check. Let's go to that turn card now. Turn card is the tray of diamonds. So the 3rd diamond comes out. The tray pairs the board.
Backdoor flush draw.
Yeah, backdoor flush draw for both players. Of course, Rich holding the queen. And look at this. Nice size bet here.
Draw's coming.
Yeah, right.
Give me that pot.
600,000 is a bet.
Looks like 600,000 is the bet.
Ben's gonna fold.
And Ben's going to fold. And now we can talk to Andrew. Andrew, I'm looking at your sheet here. Total career winnings, 0. Your first HPT event. You invest $1,100. What place did you end up getting? You got What place did you get?
I
Andrew?
believe I got 6th place.
So 25,000,
Yes.
just over 25,000. What's going through your mind, man?
Incredible. This was a very, very good experience.
Yeah, well, very cool. And what was the highlight for you? What was the best part? If you had to pick one thing, what was your favorite part of this tournament? Was it something over the weekend? Was it getting on TV? Was it sitting here with me right now having a coffee? Is it the beers we're going to have in about 4 hours at the center bar when we throw a party? What was the best part?
It might be the beers that are coming up, but for right now, I think the best part I had was I made a really big bluff Sunday night, and I actually got to show it down and stuff like that, and I made aces lay down, and I had a 3-6.
Oh, wow.
So-
We'll get back to that in a minute. Craig now wakes up with pocket jacks.
This is his lightning strike.
Under
twice.
the gun. I know, under the gun. He likes it. He's going to raise it up to 120,000. Now, will one of his opponents pick up a hand? And Aaron here with a little suited connector. Looks down at 9-8, but he's going to fold. Doesn't look like Rich will probably get involved. He's going to fold his 10-5.
Uh-oh.
Well, we've got a
There's your
hand.
hand.
Pocket sixes for Eric going up against the jacks. And feel free to hop in here, Andrew. You're on the broadcast
Yeah,
now.
I tell you
so-
what, Eric was to my left all day.
Yeah.
And we actually started on the same table. Eric's a very solid player.
He was my pick, even though Ben, leading here in chips. And when they go to the flop, a
look
disaster.
at that.
A disaster of sorts. Ace,
Yeah.
King, 6. The ace will help Craig. The king will help Craig. But look, he's reaching for chips. It should prevent him from losing all of his chips. But we'll see right here.
He just flops a set like it's an easy thing to
Just
do.
flops
Yeah.
a set. Bad luck. Bad luck there for Craig. So the bet was 360,000. How do you play this, Andrew, if you're Eric?
He's going to smooth call right now. He doesn't want him to go anywhere. I don't see a raise coming at all right now.
Well, especially when you've got a guy like Craig on the hook. Of
Correct.
all players.
Yes.
Craig, who I don't think this is the time.
Let's see if I'm
Unless, again, this is the non-professional player talking here, so I'm sure I'll get flamed for this. Unless maybe Eric trying to represent that he has one of the cards that he doesn't, and then Craig tries to smell
Yeah.
that out as a bluff and goes all in, and then we'll say goodbye to Craig. Now, we'll see what happens.
But, yeah,
Looks down to see
Eric did
yeah, and he
raise it.
folded. I think he
Okay.
thought he had an ace or king, so he thought he already had his hand.
Yeah, well, that hand is over. So, Andrew, what did you learn? What is the one thing you learned playing this tournament?
First of all, you guys put on an
you.
amazing tournament.
Thank you.
Class from start to finish. And I think what I'm surprised about is there's a lot of guys that travel. And that really surprised me that you guys pull that many supporters that actually travel
Sure.
and play in your tournaments all over the country.
Yeah, and I think
So-
that's a lot of that is just the great value, especially coming here.
Yeah.
$1,100 and first place, you're 159,000. Okay,
Yeah.
just over that. So, well, cool, man. We're glad you made it. And where do you live now? You're from Oskaloosa?
Yeah, now I live here in Parker, Colorado.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And you're planning the cash is going to go for a vacation for the family.
Yep, absolutely. We already got a cruise booked over Christmas.
Wow. I've done 3 of the HPT cruises, and let me tell you, 2 things. Get the drink package and get a balcony. Okay? You just made $25,000.
We got both those.
Okay, good. Good. You're set then. I've done, like I said, I've done 3 of the HPT cruises. And speaking of that, great segue here. You can join us on the HPT cruise coming up next year. All the information is at hptpoker.com. All right, Aaron here raises it up with his ace tray. Rich now with an ace 7 on the button.
1 million a call.
Yeah, 1 million. The raise was to 1 million. 1 million was the raise, and he's going to fold. And now over to Eric folds.
Yeah.
Now we go to Craig. Craig's going to be tough to defend that in the big Queen 4,
Yeah.
and he's going to get rid of his hand there. So, anyway, what do you think of Andrew? What do you think of Mr. Casino's play? Did you play with him all over the weekend, or just here today?
I
at
didn't. This
final
was the
table?
first time I played with him. Yep. So, very, very solid player.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about Ben? What do you, can Ben close this out? Will Ben close this out? Is my question.
He's got to kiss some cards, but he is definitely good enough to close this out, without a doubt.
Yeah. And I've noticed even though he's got 55% of the chips in play, he's just playing it slow and steady.
Correct.
He's not really. He hasn't changed Cage.
No,
not at all.
anything from the start. And there's something to be said about that. I mean, some people will say now is the time to put the gas on. Do what you've been doing. You've got over half of the chips in play.
Correct.
I don't think you need to be doing anything.
Slow
it's
and
just
steady.
slow and steady, and you've got 13 million. You know, just don't make any mistakes.
It does help when you catch cards like him, though. Remember the hand where he got it all in, and he had King 8, and the other guy had Queens already, and he goes runner 8 King.
Yeah, I can think of some other hands too, and just we talk about, and you guys play poker, Cage. You see it every day. You know, you got to play the game right, but the deck's got to be kind to you too.
Correct.
And the deck has been very consistent to Mr. Brown today. Very, very consistent. That's what makes poker so great, though. It's just that the fact that you could run those kings into aces, and those jacks into queens. It makes it a whole lot of fun. All right, so Rich is going to raise it up here to A7. Now, Craig likes to defend from the small. He likes hands like 10-8. We'll see if he decides to get something going with that. As I said before, he's got the pictures of his grandchildren there in front of him, his whole family. He's just one of those family guys. Reminds me a lot of Bernard Lee. Bernard Lee, the same guy, when he went on his deep run in the World Series years ago, he always had pictures of his kids, and I respect that. These guys are family guys, and their families support their hobby of coming out here and joining us on the HPT. The flop is Jack 9-5, couple diamonds, and Benny quickly checks.
Yeah.
Gutter ball draw for him. Rich right now with the best of it with his ace high. We go check, check. Turn card now is the 5 of spades. Pairs the board. Andrew, could you put a read on young Ben Brown there? Can you read that guy?
No.
Because to me,
because there again, he's very, very consistent.
And his cadence all pretty much the same.
Absolutely.
And for him, I don't think he's one of these players that's counting this, in his head or anything like that. Jack of Hearts on the river.
Yeah.
I think this guy is just kind of he's in the zone, and I think he's in the zone a lot.
Exactly.
I don't think it's hard.
Never
for
seen him out of the zone.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I think he's just in the zone a lot, and boy, it makes the game a lot easier.
Yeah,
when
and
you
he's
can
very
do that.
comfortable right now with his ace high.
He sure is. And you know what? He's going to win this pot. Jacks and 5s with the ace. Rich is going to win the pot. Sorry. So, yeah, the hand that of course, the big one for Ben was the queens.
Yes.
And then him holding kings. And his opponent, Chris Tryba, had the queens. And, boy, that's a tough one when you're driving back down the mountain,
Yes.
Andrew. I mean, the way you went out, I mean, it is what it is.
Exactly.
You make $25,000. You're in for $1,100. What did your wife say? Is your wife ecstatic?
She's going home to pay off the credit cards right now for that trip.
Oh, wow. Paying off the credit cards. Man, I love stories like that, man. I just love that. And you're a landscaper by trade.
Yes.
So do you go back to work tomorrow, or do you take a day off and, drink some beers with the
I
crew
will.
tonight?
I will take tomorrow off.
As you should. As you should. You really should. All right, Rich now looks down at 10-8. He's going to fold. I got a feeling we're in for a real fun final. And this Eric, man, he's sneaky good. And again, his demeanor as well. He's very dialed in, this guy. Did you talk to him a lot when you were playing?
I played the whole first day with him, and then I sat next to him Sunday night also.
Yeah.
He is my dark horse to win this. If he can catch
that's what I
cards,
said too. That's what I said too.
He will win this thing.
Pocket threes is he's going to raise it up to 360,000. Craig gets out of the way. Ben's probably not going to play the 7 deuce, and Aaron folds.
No,
so
there
Eric's
we go.
going to take down that hand. But no, there's just something about Eric that I like, and I don't know Eric. I haven't talked to him.
Oh, he's a really cool guy.
Yeah,
He lives in here all the time.
he seems that way. Yeah, Eric is it Clement, and he's 36 years old from the Naperville, Denver area. His plans for the cash a down payment for a house. So,
there you go.
He's thinking.
That'd be smart.
Yep.
Very smart, yeah. So, Andrew, hang around as long as you want here. If you got to get going, let us know. But, congratulations, man. This was a lot of fun. And you were having fun out there.
I was having a great time.
You were smiling.
I was
laughing.
having a great time.
And, later this will air on national television. It's going to be out here on, of course, the Altitude channel where I live back home. It airs out of Comcast Sportsnet Chicago, which is now NBC Sports Chicago. So you're going to be all over the country and the world. I forget now. I think we're in 30 or 35 million homes. So your smiling face will be seen all over the world. Looks like we got an all
Here we go.
here.
Ace queen. Okay.
Ooh, and then pocket deuces. Okay. So the ace queen of Aaron, all in for 1.2. Now, Rich with ducks here.
You know what he's saying. Why do I have to have a pair?
Ooh, right, yeah.
Why do I have a pair?
Why do I have to have, the worst pair right here and have to make a huge decision? And it's 1.1 to make the call. As you see, Rich is in the lead going up against the two monsters, the ace and the queen.
Ben initially raised it.
Yeah,
and
Ben was
pushes.
the initial raiser. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And that's even worse for
Not-
Rich
for
because he doesn't
Rich,
know
yeah.
what Ben's going to do.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got. What do you do here, Andrew? I mean, your first big tournament. You're in his shoes.
Rich is going to fold.
Rich should fold or he's going to fold?
I think
Because
Rich
don't know
is
if he's
going
gonna.
to fold. Yeah,
He might.
because he's got the original razor still behind him to act.
I know.
So I think
Right,
if
and
he was the
that's what
last
Cage
act
is
right
saying,
now,
yeah.
I think if he was
Yeah.
last act right now, he makes the call.
Yeah, it's just tough. This is one of those hands. It's just one of those tough hands.
Yep.
And he
Yeah.
is going to go
There we
ahead
go.
and fold it.
What does
yeah.
Ben do?
Yeah.
Well, I
he
think
walks with it.
that's a little easier decision there. So, but yeah, it's good stuff here, man.
Absolutely.
We're having a lot of fun, and I want to give a shout out to our Faded Spade cards. And I know you guys have liked working with Faded Spade. Tom Wheaton does a good job over there, and you can take a 20% off discount. The code HPT at FadedSpade.com, and they've got the poker size, bridge size, and brand new 4-color 2-deck sets now available. And we're going to talk more about Tom Wheaton and his stuff that he does over there at Faded Spade. But type in HPT and you'll get that 20% discount. What's that?
I'm going to go.
Okay, you're gonna. All right, hey,
Yeah.
congratulations,
Nice to meet you
Andrew.
guys.
Sounds
Absolutely.
good, buddy. Take care. That is Andrew Van. How do you say your last name?
Van Manen.
Van Manen. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Good
Thank you,
stuff.
Andrew.
All right, you bet, brother. All right, yeah. Oh, he's got to go get paid. Cage.
Oh.
So he was having a good time. He was enjoying himself. But then one of your assistants came over and said, "It's time to give you some money."
Yeah, and
So
if they don't
let's-
pick it up in the first hour, they don't get it.
right,
That's the
yeah,
rule.
exactly. All right, action continuing here. Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. We're glad you're with us here on the live stream.
320,320.
Going up to 320,000. That is the raise. And I'm looking online here. We've increased our viewers up to 187 now. So I'm glad we got the internet working. All is good.
And it's all going to be heads up. Let's see it flop.
All right, let's go to the flop. King 9 going up against 9-8.
Hearts, ace of diamonds.
And the flop comes out ace, queen, deuce. It's a rainbow.
Yeah, no help to either.
Pair of checks as well. Both players check.
All right, both players checking that flop. We're down to our final 5. Let's go to the turn card now. Turn card is the 6. You know, you talk about Faded Spade. I just like the look of the cards on television. We're a TV show. It's
Yeah.
a visual medium here. And those Faded Spade cards, they just pop off the screen. It's good stuff.
They do look good.
All right, Rich is going to win that hand here. As things
Yeah, the
I've
best
noticed
hand.
slowed down a little bit now, as expected. That's poker. You can't have action all. Well, you can. The game gets over a little bit quicker. We've seen that actually. What was it? A couple times ago we were here, and God, we got done in like 3.5, 4 hours. So
Yeah.
we will see how this thing ends up. Looking at it now, Ben with 51% of chips in play. Eric behind him. Rich. Craig still hanging on with 17. We've seen Craig down as low as 10, up to 25, down to 17 again. Aaron there at the bottom, still with 14 big blinds. No reason to get excited yet. So all these players, of course, want to ladder up. Everybody wants to be a champion, though. I mean, the money is obviously very, very important.
Oh, yeah.
But, you make it this far, over 760-some-odd entries. You're down. You have a 1 in 5 chance now of being
Yeah.
an HPT champion. I don't care what you're playing for, whether it's WPT, WSOP. Some are more important than others, but even your home game, you want to be the champion. There's something about being that last man or that last woman standing, and these guys are close. They got a 1 in 5 chance. All right, here's our dark horse. His name is Eric. He looks down at King 9.
What's Eric got? King 9.
He's got that earpiece. He looks like he's, Secret Service or something. And now Craig Casino. Craig, if you think about it, with the fact that he ran into some better hands,
Yeah.
he's actually fared pretty well at this table with the diversity, with the ups and downs that he's had to deal with. So you got to give credit to Craig for that.
Always holding on. He's doing a good job.
All right, Craig here with King Trey. He's in the big.
His last two overs, the last three hands, like deuce 7.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
So this might be the first face card he's seen in a blind for a little while.
All right, what is he thinking right now, Cage? He's not.
Well, we know
We
he
saw
likes
him
to
shove with
defend.
King 10 early, but he had, it was down to like 12 big blinds when he did that, or 13. He's going to make the call here. So this could be bad news bears if he does see a king here. As you can see, King 9 going up
yeah.
against King Trey. And, of course, we're playing 5-handed now. So All right, the flop is ace, six,
For Craig.
tray, couple of diamonds. So Craig goes in the lead. So we'll see now. This will be interesting. Much easier now. I always talk about when we're up here and we can see the cards. These are the times it really matters.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking at
This game's so
obviously,
easy.
So easy now, yeah. But boy, what's Craig thinking? 560,000. He pairs his tray.
What happens if a king hits the turn?
Well, I'm guessing Craig's going to be. Well, they're both going to be very excited.
Yeah. If a king hits the turn and Craig has kings up and he pushes all in, you think Eric puts him on ace king?
Well, I don't know.
Doesn't
We're-
put him on king 3.
Keep in mind, we're small blind, big blind here,
Yeah.
so anything's possible. And Craig's going to fold.
Ooh.
Craig's going to fold. So Eric is going to win that pot, about 1.5 million. All right, we're glad you're with us today. James Larson alongside Cage from the Blackhawk, Colorado here, the Golden Gates Poker Parlor, Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor.
Man.
Glad you're with us here.
Whole
It's a-
casino attached to it.
It's a mouthful here.
I know.
I was up late last night. Ben, your leader, if you're just joining us, and they're at the bottom now, Craig, which is 13 big blinds. So, a little mini hit to his stack there. We'll see if he can run it back up here. And I want to thank everybody for watching us online. We sure do appreciate it. And we got the internet working. How it was? Did we have to call? I mean, how did that happen? Finally,
It was not easy.
it's not. The internet people hate us here for some reason, but no, it's all good. We got it going now. Life is good. Thanks for joining us. And there's just something about the stream. We do a TV show, but I love the fact that we can stream these completely live.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of delay. It's just fantastic. And I had some players when we were off the air come up to me during the break and say, "Hey, what did so and so have?" And I said, I will never, I won't tell anybody what anybody had if nobody else can see it. I told all the players that don't ask me any questions.
Yeah.
Now that it's out there on the internet, your friends can call you, but we're back here sequestered in the studio, we'll call it.
In the studio.
In the kitchen, if you will. Hey, Corey, you can put the headphones on here. We got a third headset. Corey joining us here. Ouch. Cory Stewart, our marketing manager. And I was just talking about Tom, our friend from Faded Spade, and boy, these cards, I'm not just saying this, they jump off the screen.
Yeah, they're very
Let me pot you up here. Try it again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Check,
there
check.
I got you. There
Cool.
I got you.
Yeah, those cards are very noticeable. Tom's great. Faded Spade, the whole concept is awesome. We haven't had any problems with these cards. We had some problems with the previous cards we were using, so they look good, they work well, and we're happy with them. And Faded Spade just announced their 4-color decks are on sale as well, so head over to fadedspade.com, use that code HPT for a 20% discount.
And I know sometimes we have poker room managers that are listening to this, and if you're interested in getting these cards, sales at fadedspade.com, or just, Google them. I do a radio show every day. Instead of phone numbers and all that, Google
Just
Faded
Google
Spade. You'll find Tom's number on there and call him. I'm so tired of 1-800-8. Forget about that. You know how to find him. We all have Google. Do it from your phone if you want. But special thanks to the gang over there at Faded Spade for making our TV show that much better. All right, let's go to the flop. It is King, Jack 10, couple of spades. And Corey, when you were gone, we talked to Andrew. What a fun guy he is. And
Just a happy guy, right?
well, yeah, well, you would be
I was
happy too,
thrilled.
man. You play your first big event. You get on television. You make $25,000. Well, minus his buy-in. Okay, $24,000. His wife is already back home paying off the credit card. And that's, I love stories like that,
Oh,
Gage.
yeah.
I mean, that's, success stories like that. I know not everybody can be a winner. We had 81 people leave here with money. That's what we paid, 81. 730 some odd entries, whatever it was. But it's just fun when you can hear stories like that. And that's life-changing to him. $25,000. He's a landscaper from the area here. $25,000. I mean, I got to work 3 years on the HPT to make $25,000. So
If you're lucky.
if I'm lucky, yeah.
If you think you're getting paid for this, James, you got
Yeah,
another
I
thing
know.
coming.
I haven't even been here 24 hours. That's what Jeremy said. There's no way they're going to let me leave tonight early. That and we're having a party at the Center Bar. Join us if you're in the area. All right, Craig here with a hand, Corey's favorite, Queen. Oh, wow, didn't even think about it. Didn't even
Straight
think about
dunked
it. Yeah, the Queen 10. Wow. Aaron now wakes up with a winner, Ace Jack.
And he's short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to get those all in the middle here
Saw
with his
that
Ace
coming.
Jack.
Oh.
And that was a pretty quick call. Let's see what he's got underneath. Is that
Eights, yeah, pocket
eights?
pair.
Okay, so Rich makes a quick call here.
It's a
Obviously,
flip.
yeah, it is a flip. 49.51. You see the percentages there, but Aaron will have to improve if he wants to keep his hopes of an HPT title alive. If not, Aaron will be eliminated in 5th place as 5 players remain. All right, Ace-Jack against 8. You said it, Cage. We're off to the races, and look at this
Holy
flop.
shit.
Wow, whoa. It's the internet.
we
It's
can
okay.
say shit here.
We can say shit when the flop comes out.
Yeah.
2 aces and an 8. So, 3 of a kind
Wow.
for Aaron and a set for Rich. So you're saying I have a chance?
No, Rich flopped 8 full.
8's full, excuse me, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, even better. All right,
So
let's
he
go to the
flops a
turn
set aces
card.
and he's still behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Yeah, they were getting that in no matter
Yeah,
what.
8's full here. Yeah, excuse my mistake there.
Yeah.
And look at this. Aaron's going to need to catch a jack or a 6 or an ace, or he's going to be eliminated.
He's going to leave us in 5th place.
Let's go to that river card.
See the river card. River card is the 4 of spades. That's
Wow.
Except for Aaron. That
And
was
that
an
is
insane
going to
flop.
do it. Unbelievable. And that's going to do it for Aaron. He shakes everybody's hand. He's going to go out with $32,565. So if I told you you're holding ace-jack and you're going to go all in and you're going to flop 2 aces.
But I'm not going to tell you the rest. What do
Yeah,
you do?
would you mortgage your house? Would you put your house
Yeah.
up, okay, against an unknown hand? Would you, in the small, wow, unbelievable. And that's going to do it for Aaron. What is it with these faded spade? I'm going to bring it over to you, Corey. Faded spade. Was there some magic dust on this deck that you got from Tom Wheaton?
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to ask Tom where those came from.
We have seen some action here.
We have.
At this final table. By the way, the exact entries have been kind of all over the place with that. 763, a prize pool of just over $740,000. So it looks like, are we going to take a break or are we just going to...
I don't think we'll take a break. We're going to be four-handed. Congratulations to Aaron Fry walking away with $32,565.
Val, how's it going?
Oh, it's amazing.
Good. We got Valerie helping us out back here. We're doing great back here. It's
Good.
it's a little warm, but we're getting through it. And let's look at the chip counts now. Your final 4 players: Ben B, and then you got Rich, Eric, and Craig. Craig hanging on there at the bottom with 16 big blinds. But really, Cage, Craig has never been in like huge trouble the whole day. I mean, he's been down. He got back up. He's been down. I mean, it's been like kind of like a boxing match.
He's
little
making
bit.
smart decisions.
He's really. I've seen.
You say that. I recall a time where he was in a little bit of trouble when he got the last of his chips in with King 10 against Ace 10.
Well, I forgot about that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That
about
was a big one.
Yeah, that was. He was in a little bit of trouble.
He
there.
knew it was coming.
He knew it was coming. I mean, it's Craig, the legend casino, but
It worked out in the end.
I'm not ever. You guys know that I don't critique a guy that's got $940,000 in career earnings, but I think we've seen Craig Casino really get a lot better here in the last 12 months. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
a little
he
more
was-
discipline.
He was telling us last night when they were getting close to that final table that he's been studying a lot. And I know he's read the books and watched the videos, and it looks like it's paid off. And you may have already touched on this, but like you said, $940,000 in career earnings. So a top 3 finish today puts Craig over that $1 million mark for career
Yeah.
earnings.
Well, he's buying the drinks at the center bar tonight. He's not leaving until tomorrow. But yeah, all-time money leader on the HPT, 31 cashes. That's the most. 2 HPTs won. Of course, the $293,000 that was in Blackhawk in 2011. Is that right? 2011.
Yep.
And and Mount Pleasant. I remember the Mount Pleasant event. I believe Vanessa Russo was at that final table. Was Joe Cat at that final table too?
I think he might have been. It was stacked.
It was just a stacked final table. And I remember when Craig won that. It was just, for Craig, I think he hadn't cashed in a while, or he'd been struggling a little bit on the tour. And boom, he comes back and he wins it. Almost reminds me a little bit of, say, Tiger Woods at the Open over the weekend, where Tiger proved to all of us that Tiger will win again. It will happen.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when will it happen. And Tiger down the stretch, not that there's into an entire golf conversation, but just gave up a couple there and wasn't meant to be. But Craig Casino will win again. Will it be this week? We'll find out. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching exclusive coverage of the HPT.
All right, 8160. Big blind level here.
All right, welcome back to the HPT. James Larson alongside Cory Stewart and Cage. Cage, do you have a last name, or would I just call you Cage?
I do have a last name.
Okay, put that mic right up by your. What is your last
Most
name,
can't
Cage?
pronounce it though.
Yeah.
Is it animal?
No.
Caged animal, is it?
No, it's really Yan Chunas.
Oh, okay, we'll just go with Cage then.
Cage works.
All right, we're back to the action here. I was told that wasn't a break, but one of the players decided while we were shuffling they were going to go to the bathroom. We wanted to make sure everybody got back here. All right, Craig with a hand here. UTG races up to 410,000. I've learned that Craig loves playing under the gun, especially with a good hand, and he's going to raise that one up. Fold it around to Eric now with Queen 4. Kind of raggy in the big. He can fold that. Craig's going to show it. He's going to show the ace at least. I walked out in the break there, or the semi-break, and I said, Craig, you're still hanging around here? I didn't know you were still playing. He just kind of laughed. He's got 14 big blinds. Eric up there with 18% of the chips in play. 22, and then 51. We haven't seen much, Cage, out of Ben lately, though. You know, Ben's just, again...
He's just playing smart.
Playing smart.
Maintaining.
Absolutely. And we talked about this, Cory, when we saw you out taking pictures. So you're out there booking their travel. You're doing the live updates, and then I see you taking pictures. I hope your boss knows just how valuable of an employee you actually are. So glad to be on the road with everybody here on the HPT, and it's good to be back here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. 260 people listening. Oh, by the way, Marty, our good buddy Marty G, is listening in Sacramento. He's watching the stream. So
Marty Corrance. I saw him last week on the $1 Million one drop final table. Justin Bonomo.
Oh yeah, of course.
Can't remember the German guy that finished second, but yeah, Bonomo wins. Goes over to hug his dad.
And there's Marty.
Marty Gorance over there with a beer in his hand, patting him on the back. It was
Marty
funny.
G. You know, one thing I remember about Marty is, of course, when we first met, and God, where did we meet him for the first? Florida, down in Daytona Beach. Just one of those guys that it's really easy to become a friend with, like, really, really fast. You looking at that?
What you got there?
No, I was looking at an old
Bernard Lee.
thing. All right, so action over here to Craig Casino. He's got a fun hand, Cage.
I do like that.
It's a fun hand, four-handed. You got Jack 9. You're suited in clubs. You're
blind.
feeling good. You're in the big blind. You're Craig Casino. Your nickname is the Legend.
You got HPT shirt on?
Yeah, I mean, I got my kids' pictures and the grandkids. I'm feeling good. I'm going to go to the center bar for a party, and then the flop comes out, ace 10-6. Well,
One club.
2 spades. All right, we got a check.
Does he open his outs on the turn? Does he get a free turn? I don't know.
Rich is going to check as well. 3 players check.
Okay, 3 players check. Now we go to the turn card.
Turn card is the 6 of hearts.
And now this is the 6 of hearts. So as you can see, the 10s of Ben in the lead here. Ben with 2 pair. Now over to Rich. Is Rich going to try to maybe put a stab out here at this pot? Looks like he is reaching for chips there, Cage. Why don't you tell everybody the denoms? You've been here running this tournament. What are the green chips?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, great.
No. The green chips are 25,000. The whites are 100,000, and the reds are 5,000.
Can you count these things in your sleep? Basically, can you just
essentially?
Yes, yeah. You can look at a stack like what chip that Craig has and just know right away what it is.
Well, you got the 2 stacks of green right there. That's $1 million right there, and it looks like he's got 5 or 6 100,000s there, so 1.6ish.
All right, let's go to that river card. And the river card is the 7 of clubs. Ben with the check mark. He can't lose the hand unless he folds. And it looks like we're going to get a check. And Ben's going to see that he wins the pot.
And watch, he's not even going to smile. It's just smooth as silk.
Smooth as silk.
He's going to just rake it in.
He's just thinking, what am I going to do later?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm going to finish these guys off. I've got 14 million right now.
Wow,
next
58%.
guy, next guy is at 4 million, and then 3.9 and 1.8. So it'll be interesting to see when Craig does decide to make his move, but I think he's doing the right thing. He's waiting, but as you know, Cage, you can only wait so long.
Yeah.
11 big blinds, and we're playing 8160 here. So
and four-handed.
Yeah, exactly. It tends to go pretty fast. Cory, real quick, your highlight of the week, what was it? Besides hanging out with me last night and acting like knuckleheads, what was your highlight of the week?
That was probably it, man. That was
Right.
That was it?
getting to take a load off last night. Yeah, I filled in for Dan Ross, as we talked about earlier, doing the blogging all week, and it's taxing. Wore me out, so it was nice to finish that up and have a beer and play some cards last night.
We did something we haven't done in a while. We actually squatted at the 1-2 game, and we made some friends.
Closed it down. I was just telling Cage, we closed the 1-2 game down with James and I, heads up.
We did a little D-Gen action at the end, and this guy cleaned me out for 200-300 off the end, but it's all right. I'll get him back tonight. All right, the raise is to 400,000. I love four-handed poker because things open up a little bit, Cage.
Oh,
As you
ranges
see
open
that
up
range.
for sure.
Oh, look at this, Craig now with a big hand.
This is his spot.
This is his spot. Get them all in there. Look down at the grandkids and get those chips in there. Do it for the kids,
What do I
Craig.
do?
Only one move here, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
calls.
bring Ben along.
Okay, that's smart.
We'll see here. He just makes the call in the small, and now Ben to defend in the big. You know, Craig likes his spot, though, trying to maximize his value here. We'll see if it pays off. Right now, he's got the best of it. Of course, Ben with the wild card here. Jack 6-7. Jack 7-6. Couple of spades.
He's got 2 overs, but that.
Well, Rich is all over that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich flopping 2 pair here. Now, I didn't know if Craig was going to try to get hyper-aggressive after the flop, but wisely checks there. We can say wisely because we can see the 2 pair that's
I
flopped by
think
Rich.
if he flops an ace, he gets aggressive.
Oh,
I
sure,
bet.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. This still scares me, Corey. I mean, God, this could. No, wow, good for Craig.
Wow,
Good
great
for Craig.
laydown.
Great laydown. All right, well, and he just flats there the raise, and but now Craig down to 8 big blinds with just 1.4 as we're playing 80, 160.
That's what makes it that much more impressive laying that.
Right, yeah. I mean, there you got Ace King in that spot. And you see it would have been Buzzsaw Mania. James Larson alongside Cory Stewart from the HPT and Cage. Don't forget about him. It's kind of like Monday Night Football. We got a 3-man booth here. Corey's a lot like Dan Deerdorf was. I'm the, I don't know which person I am, but you're kind of the, who was the comedian that was on there?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, Dennis Leary. Dennis
Leary. He did Monday
Leary?
nights for a while.
It wasn't Leary. I think it was Dennis. Anyway, it was somebody. Craig now with Jack 9.
As long as I'm not Chris Collinsworth, I'm happy.
Remember, Craig just has 8 big blinds, but he's going to fold that. And now over to Mr. Smooth and Steady, BB. He's going to raise it up with his suited connector here, 7-6 of spades. Going up to 700,000. Now Rich has got a hand here with Ace Queen. See if he repops him back. Try to take down this pot.
I bet he just sees the flop here. That would be my guess.
For 700K? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich got 4.5 million.
He doesn't want to get too fancy.
Well, he's all in, guys.
Okay,
so
well, there you go.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah,
Or
one or
that.
the other.
Yeah, one or the other. Now Ben can fold, and Rich is going to take down the pot. I like it. Rich Dixon, by the way, he looks younger than 49 years old. You know, I love talking about the ages here because they put him on the sheet. He's got $574,000 in total career winnings. So, Corey, Rich, no stranger to going deep in a tournament.
It's true, yeah. This isn't his first time playing under the lights of an HPT final table either. He finished 6th here back in, was it 2015, 2016?
And I believe he came in as the shorty, my friends. The second shortest stack here. Brian was the shorty with 1.07, and then Rich, the second short with 1.215. And he says, being the chip leader, he's actually embracing it this time, being the short stack. And there's something to be said about that. And just to drop a name out there, Phil Hellmuth. When you talk about somebody who just is the master of the short stack, it's Phil Hellmuth. And I've watched him do it over the years, and there's something to be said about that. To not get all your chips in the middle and hang around, not just to ladder up, but just continue your chance to be the champion, you know, by not getting all your chips in the middle and just being very patient. And speaking of Phil, by the way, we got to give him a shout out. Wins a bracelet this year. The main event's going on, and Phil just blows up the media, the poker media world with winning the 5K. It was just, it was absolutely honest.
He kind of
awesome.
turned himself into the supervillain this summer. He just
yeah,
he
you
had
know,
everybody all fired up about a number of things.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he came around and won that bracelet. I was happy for him.
You know,
like
I
the
was
guy.
too. And over the years, we've got a chance to spend some time with Phil, and he's always been good to me and good to the people here at the HPT as the flop comes out. Jack 4 deuce, couple of hearts. But yeah, we've done a lot of charity work with Phil. Of course, we did a big event in Las Vegas with the HPT with Adrian Peterson and Steve Martin and Phil Hellmuth that we got invited to. And I used to do his charity events that he did in Madison, Wisconsin, raised a lot of money for the hospice up there. So he's a guy that gives back. He's just very passionate, Corey. He's a passionate guy.
He is.
And Cage, I've seen him in these charity events berate a dealer when he was on the microphone because the dealer burned and turned too fast. And he yelled at her. And he's not a jerk. He's just passionate about what he does. I mean, he's a little bit of he's a wackadoodle, but that's Phil. You know, that's what you get with Phil Hellmuth. So congrats to him. But another guy that we spent a little bit of time with here on the HPT for about 2 or 3 events when we were doing our property in Michigan at Soaring Eagle, and we're talking about Joe Cata. somebody that we all got to know pretty well. You talk about player of the year, just maybe not in points, but he would get my vote for just the guy who just did crazy things this year. Going
What a
deep
run.
into the main and then coming back and winning a bracelet in the next event.
And
when
that
I
was-
say deep, he won, what, 2 or 3 million in the main.
Yeah,
That's
finished
pretty deep.
4th or 5th. Yeah,
That's pretty deep, yeah.
Then turned around and won a bracelet, and don't forget
Yeah.
he won a bracelet earlier in the summer.
I-
and
it's-
2 days before
I-
he won that first bracelet,
I know.
he had another final.
I know.
table.
We probably won't
Poker's easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
really
and you
easy.
know what?
Easy game.
I've talked to Joe. I spent a little bit of time with Joe, not a ton. Always when we were in Michigan, nicest guy in the world. Just one of those guys,
There's a
soft-spoken.
Folds. Craig scoops the blinds here. I'm looking through Twitter. Chad Gutzman, at Chad Gutzman, says, would you just change the HPT name to the Craig Casino ATM Tour? Dude is a freak. Hashtag HPT Blackhawk. Also see Scott Davies here. Says he's off to Kansas City for the next HPT. It was good to see Scott here. Chose to play in this HPT over the WPT out in Los Angeles.
And I just got update here from Roger Martin. He said, hey, I'm watching, guys. Good to finally see. We got the picture. This is Roger Martin.
Okay.
And he says, Ben plays in my home game. They play in
wow.
the same home game. So Roger Martin and I got to be friends. I met him out here. And just another great poker player. Won an
Nice.
HPT title.
Yeah.
And he always watches our stream. So, Raj, I miss you. And the dice table misses you. And I miss you and me playing. I don't miss you that much because we didn't always win. All right, over to Rich here with Queen Jack. Pretty fun hand to play here, four-handed, wouldn't you say, Cage?
Queen. Oh yeah.
It's fun to raise up to 420,000.
Easy fold.
Easy fold.
I don't know
for
what
Craig.
Ben does here.
Ben's running hot. He's got 80, 90 bigs.
You can't tell what he's doing because he got the same look on his face no matter what he does.
It's true. Not a lot of emotion.
No. So sunglasses. That's.
I love guys
Play
like
that.
that at the table. It's just fun to watch. The flop comes out all spades
It's
here.
another one.
King, Trey, Deuce. Yes, he hits his king, but
Yeah.
no spade for either player. That could slow them both down. See if anybody wants to represent. We got a check here by Rich. Both players check. But yeah, Corey, you just said it. Once again, Ben getting
King's
the
up.
best of it, and things just get better for Ben. Just wait. It's kind of like the weather in Iowa. Just give
Yeah.
it 5 minutes. Do the same here with Ben.
Yeah.
His hand will improve.
Yeah, I'll get another king 7 on the river here.
And you know, guys, Corey, it's been wire to wire so far. This has been wire to wire. Now, just like any horse race, you've still got 3 other horses that are out there. So this thing is far from over, but he has just led this thing from the start.
Well, it all
And,
goes back to that Tryba hand. Kings and queens. They
Yeah.
had it all in pre-flop for a 10 million chip pot. And we could very well be looking at Chris Tryba running over the table like this.
You're right about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You're right about that. Ben did have them kind of that momentum before that, though, Cage. We saw that. He had the momentum on his side just because the deck was being fair. He was playing well. And, again, you watch a lot of poker, Cage, probably more than any of us here. And all those things add up to success. That's how you get success at poker, is all of those things adding up. And we're seeing it right here on the HPT. By the way, if you want to tweet at us, you sure can. I'm at HPTJAYMZ. Or you can tweet at Cage. He's at @birdcage at AOL.com. Over to Craig now.
AOL.
Is there still an AOL? All right, Benny here just picks up just a middle pair,
Yeah.
pocket sixes. You know, look, he's just very lackadaisical about it.
It's the same look. It doesn't matter.
He's got a little dinosaur.
Oh, wow.
He mucks him.
Wow.
Wow.
Ready to take a hand
It's
off,
an interesting move.
Yeah.
He's won too many pots. He's
Maybe he's starting to feel bad. It was like me last night. I
Yeah.
started like throwing away hands. The guy left me. I thought he was going to kill me. I still think he's going to kill me. You know, there's just something about when you're playing well, okay? You got even the radar's on. I mean, he just kind of sniffed that out. It's a middle pair.
Yeah.
It's sixes.
Not
Maybe
even worth it.
Maybe he lost a lot of money with sixes. Everybody's got the hand they love, the reg hand they love, aces, of course, your favorite small pocket pair. Maybe he didn't like him, and it looks like he made the right decision here as the flop comes out, Jack 10-7. It's a rainbow.
Rich flops a pair of 10s.
With the gutter ball. Eric flops 7s. Rich is going to check over to Eric. Both players check. Let's go to that turn card now. Turn card is the 4 of spades. No help to either player. Pot of about 1 million chips in the middle.
Shout out to our buddy Stan Jablonski.
Stan's listening. What's Stan doing today?
He's playing some cards. He just fired out a tweet. Watching my buddy Craig Casino at the HPT final table. Maybe I should be paying just a little more attention to David the Dragon Fan. He's trying to take my chips.
Yeah, and of course Craig is over at the Gardens in Los Angeles playing
Stan
playing a WPT event. Let's go to that river card. It's the 5 of diamonds. So the check mark there for Rich. He's going to check. We'll flip over the cards and we will see who is going to be happy, and it'll be Rich. Yeah. All right, so back to our good friend, Mr. Stan Jablonski, another guy that we've seen a lot here on the HPT. A lot of success for Stan. When are we going to see him back again at a final table, Corey? Any prediction on that? He's been playing a lot of WPT events. Stan, if you're listening, we miss you.
Yeah.
Come on back. Let's
Let's
have lunch, my friend. Let's play some pickleball. Tell Connie to get together. Corey and I, here's the deal. We challenge you to pickleball.
Oh, boy.
No, we can't challenge
I don't
these
think
guys.
we should challenge those two. They're up at dawn playing pickleball.
These
every day.
guys.
They would crush us.
You know what? There's just something to be said about those two. They live life to the fullest. I've been on cruises with these guys. We've been all over the country, Florida and out east and out west. Good people. Great to see them here on the HPT. And Stan, hope you're having a great run over there at the Gardens in Los Angeles. Craig now with 9-6. These are hands that Craig likes to play. He's under the gun. So he's going to go to Interstate 380, the best thing to come out of Cedar Rapids, 380,000.
Oh,
and now
he's going to get looked up here.
He's going to get looked up because the mom and dad here for Rich. The King Queen. So the call just made there by Rich. And we'll see if Eric does defend with his Jack Trey. Those cards probably going to be in the muck here, but it is 220,000, so he'll make the call. It's easy for Eric here. And now Craig hoping to get lucky here with hearts or some connected cards so he can try to double up and keep his hopes of a second title in this very building very much alive. Let's go to the flop.
Oh, boy.
Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the flop comes out 9-8-6.
So Craig nails it, but I don't think he's going to get any action unless one of these two leads.
And I think Rich will here, and we'll see how Craig. Nope, he's not.
I can't imagine Eric doing anything weird here.
Eric checks over to Craig.
It's not a very scary flop, though. You know, these guys might think the first bet takes it down.
Look at a little wince there by Craig.
Any bet here wins the pot.
So right now the pot 1.2.
Craig says all in.
Yeah, that's.
Action's back to Rich.
So we know the story here. 2 folds. Craig's up to about 2.3 million. But it might take a few seconds for it to happen, huh?
He's got that look. He's got that look in his
He
beard.
does have the look. I mean, he really does. It's not. And it's only it's 1.1. I shouldn't say only.
Rich has asked for a count here.
Hey, he's got 2 overs to the board.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I jumped the gun.
2 overs to the board. Yeah, exactly. You got a guy that's all in for his tournament life.
For a relatively short stack, too.
Runner club. We can just throw that into the options.
Sure.
Runner straight. And 2 overs is the big thing. And you're up against Craig, who's up against the ropes. Wait, does he make this call?
We always say it's so easy to call the shots when you can see the cards, you know?
Yeah.
Rich probably... There you go.
Fold. How about that hero call that guy to my left made yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to talk about it.
I
Still,
do. Late last night in a 1-2 game, Jimmer gets called down for about 75 bigs with king high. It was awesome.
The guy has king high.
And it's good.
It's because
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was
king high
good.
was good.
I straddled. He goes, well, you straddled. It couldn't be good. And I'm like, what the hell? Why did I straddle? I'm just so stupid.
We were having a good time.
I got him, though. And then Corey starts needling me. So the next hand, we get it all in, and Corey goes, this guy's got your number. And I'm like, my own guy needling me here. I ended up felting the guy. Well, it'll never. If I see him tonight, he'll probably win all my money back, his money back, and he'll probably beat me up in the bathroom because, listen, folks, you want me to hang around the game. But it was fun for us last night, Corey, just to mingle with the players. I got in late because Frontier decided to cancel my flight, so Delta always there to save in the end. Thank you. But yeah, it's first time in my, what have I been on the road, 15 years with this outfit, that a flight, they just said, sorry, you're canceled. Sorry.
So boo Frontier, yay Delta.
Shout out to Frontier. We'll never use you again.
Well, yeah, I mean, really, I didn't get on Twitter. I didn't get on Facebook. It's just, and everybody in line was like, what happened? I said, I don't care what happened. How am I going to get to Denver? Because I need to see Cage. I need to see some of the players. I want to have some drinks, and I want to call the final table. So Delta saves the day once again. I just had to go east before I went west. That's the most frustrating part. But, hey, There's worse things. All right, we are broadcasting from the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor, Black Hawk, Colorado. James Larson alongside Cory Stewart. Cory handles the marketing. Well, he kind of handles everything with the HPT. Now, glad to have Cory in the booth. And we've also got Cage, who is the poker room manager. You're the manager. You run the whole place.
The whole poker room.
God, they must pay you a lot of money. All right, Rich with King, Queen, and Diamond. They pay you in French fries, right? That or hair gel. This guy, I thought I had hair gel problems.
Hair
this
gel
guy's
now.
dripping off into the microphone. All right, Rich now here under the gun with a nice hand. The King, Jack, Diamond suited, 4 players, raises it up to $420,000. You know, Cage, luckily for Craig, he hasn't had, the hands have either been pretty good or pretty bad. Even though, like, you mix it up with the 6-9 or whatever it was, for the most part, you know, like when I say, you know, sometimes like the King 9, the King 10, Craig hasn't had to make any real hard decisions as far as that goes. They've either been pretty good or pretty bad. He had Kings that one time, didn't get any action with it. Had a couple of other pretty good hands in there. But, yeah, he's bobbing and weaving, really. You know, Ben's on autopilot. And Craig's bobbing and weaving. I'm not sure what Rich and Eric are doing. They're just they're
clawing.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. They're out there clawing, playing a few more hands, and that's no disrespect to them. That's just the way their cards have been dealt to them. No pun intended or no cliche intended. It's just been the way that this final table has played out so far. We started at about noon West Coast, Mountain Time. So we've been playing about 3 hours now. We've had some breaks in there. So we've seen quite a few eliminations as we are down to our final 4 players. Rich gets the check mark there, and he's going to take down a pot. So
you mentioned AOL.
Yeah, I sure did, yeah.
I communicate with my dealers by email, and one of them, one of these older dealers I used to have, whenever he'd send me an email back, it had advertisements on the bottom, and it was from AOL. And I talked to him, and I'm like, you know, emails, you don't have to use AOL. And he's like, well, they're only $10 a year.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
paying for AOL.
And I'm like, the email's free, dude. And he's like, well,
come
I
on,
like
dude.
these guys.
Unreal. Remember when they used to send you those little discs in the mail and you'd get like,
sure, yeah.
I don't remember what it was. Dial-up internet, 30 hours or something.
Yeah.
I remember being at an office, Mediacom Cable, where I hosted a TV show, and we finally got internet. And we would get calls from our internet provider, and they'd say, hey, you guys need to turn off your modem. It was on all night last night. Hang it up, guys.
Oh, man.
Funny stuff. All right, Ben B here. Another hand.
Cage, I think you've been summoned over here.
Just a question. Up to 261 people here on the stream.
425,000 is the announced spot. 425,000 over to Rich.
Ahead? No. Thank you. That's what I told him. He told me I was wrong.
Rich says fold, and Ben's going to take down the pot.
All right, once again, we want to thank the gang over at Faded Spade for providing our cards that we use. Cory got that relationship started with a man named Tom Wheaton, who runs that company over there. And you can go to fadedspade.com right now for 20% off. Just type in code HPT. That's right, you put an HPT, and they've got poker size cards, they've got bridge size, and brand new 4-color 2-deck sets that are now available. And again, poker rooms all over the country starting to use Faded Spade. And I like the tops of them too. You see that, Cage? I love.
They're very minimal. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, yeah. And I've talked to the dealers, and they say they're easy. They're easy to pitch.
Yeah, I almost got myself in trouble last night. I wasn't thinking about it at the 1-2 game, and I started talking about Faded Spade cards and pulled a deck out of my bag and showing your dealers, and I said, I probably better not open these.
I said, Cory, let's put the gaming devices back in your
probably
case.
Not okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. Cory was just so, he said, Larry, let me show you what I got here. I got this deck of cards. But yeah, it's definitely, it's brought up the production value in our broadcasts here. So again, fadedspade.com, 20% discount. Just type in code HPT in that little code area. Val's taking a break there in the background, I see. She's been helping us out there, serving drinks to everybody. Everybody here at the property's done a great job this week. Heads up we go, and look at this flop. Woo-wee! An ace and 2 tens.
He really is. We're seeing a lot of players hit flops, but not at the same time.
Yes, you're right about that, Cory. Turn card now, the 7 of diamonds. Yeah, unfortunately for Rich here,
there's nothing.
There's nothing he can do. He knows.
I'll take the blinds.
Wishes his opponent would have anything out there, an ace, or yeah, he's got to put something out here.
Throw out 100,000. What are the blinds?
Yeah, anything here. Give me some value.
Yeah.
Just let me. And he's going to show the 5 dude. And Rich will show this too. It's like, here, look what I got. I only need to show one of them.
That one's good.
Yeah, that one's good. All right, we're starting to see some, the guys are loosening up a little bit, having some fun. Haven't seen a whole lot out of Craig Casino here as far as, and Craig's, Cory, not known for being a big talker at the table. He will. It's not like he just, right now, kind of sticking to himself, doing his thing. I know he didn't get much sleep last night. Craig never sleeps well on the road. He told me about it.
Yeah.
The guy. And then, he's a little manic about the poker, so he's up all night. He's studying. He's looking up Hendon Mob. He's doing all kinds of stuff. So he'll sleep later tonight. He lives in the Chicagoland area, so he'll get on a Southwest flight sometime tomorrow and get out of here.
Rich
goes. Here with Pocket Aces. We've seen Pocket Aces cage, 4 or 5 times now at the final table,
Yeah,
I want to say,
been-
since you've been in here.
Well,
Again,
two that I can legitimately remember, but I
Yeah.
feel like more.
So Rich here, hoping to get a little action with this hand here, as he's hoping Eric wakes up with something. And Eric takes a peek at his cards. Jack 7.
No.
And that's going to be a quick fold. And Craig with
That'll be
6-5.
an easy
Now you're in
fold.
the big.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the big.
He's got 2 flush draws.
Cory, I don't. Why do I feel like I'm waiting for something bad to happen with Craig? Is that a normal feeling I should have? But when he starts looking down and his opponent's got aces, I sometimes get nervous
calls,
for the
yeah.
guy. But he does make the call, and this is the scary part. If he gets a piece of this, it could be trouble. But again, well, he did get a gutter ball draw here. Is
The bad end of the gutter.
The bad end of the gutter. Thank you, Kenneth James. As Kenneth would call it, the idiot end.
Yeah,
and
we
the
don't
flop
say that.
comes out 9-8 deuce. So Craig looking to slide a 7 in between there. Now, you got to remember, again, we're not poker professionals here, but you look at what Craig has in chips here, 1.9. Can he afford, does he fold here, Cage? Does he?
If he calls, the only way he calls here is because he knows he needs a 7.
Well, right.
Obviously.
I think, that's definitely it.
He knows he's not ahead.
Well, wouldn't that be amazing if this thing just... No, that's the queen of spades. So this should maybe a big bet get Craig.
Oh, shout out to my buddy Joel Bowen. He helps us out with some merchandise.
All right, Joe.
Great
Joe Bowen.
follower of the tour, and he just texted us. It's Dennis Miller was the comedian.
Dennis
on Monday
Miller.
Night
Oh,
Football.
man. Yeah, you got it.
Not
You got
Dennis.
I didn't know we're giving shout-outs.
Thanks, Joel. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
shout out to your mom
always.
and dad, your
Shout out
cat.
to my mom.
There you go. To Ms. Yanchunas.
It's Dayla, or it's
absolutely.
Doucette.
Okay, Doucette.
She lives in
Hey, my
Florida.
buddy Larry Koziak. Sorry, well, I forget how you say your last name, Larry. But he's from Cedar Rapids. Look at this. He's got the Roku set up. He's watching at home.
Oh,
the
he's got
HPT.
it on the big screen.
Got
Love
it on
it.
the big screen. Larry plays a lot of cards down at the Riverside Casino and Golf Resort in Riverside, Iowa, and he's just one of those old school rounders in eastern Iowa. Him and his girlfriend love to travel around and do their thing. So good stuff. Thanks for checking in.
All in? Is that what he said?
And look at...
Eric's got 1.7, King, Queen.
Oh, wow. This
Ooh,
is
this might get
interesting.
ugly.
This is interesting.
We still got Ben to act back there, too.
Okay, so Eric goes all in with the king queen. Look at that. Craig lays down the ace-6.
Wow.
Good move for Eric. Nice little pot. You know, with the blind's so big, every pot counts now.
All right, looking at the chip counts there. Ben with 55% of the chips, 13 million. Craig hanging on there at the bottom with 9 big blinds.
I think I'm going to go check on the boys. I'm going to step away. You guys
All
take
right,
it from
sounds
here.
good, my
Have some
friend.
fun.
Sounds good. That is Cory. That is Cory Stewart from the HPT. Thanks, my friend, for. Yep. Yeah. Cage, you with me still?
I'm with you.
All right, you're with me. We got it. We got the right one. All right. Action here is on Eric. He folds now. Craig with a hand. Queen 10. Better than what he's seen in the past.
On the button.
Told you he's just got 8 or 9 bigs here.
Yeah.
It's on the button. Playing 4-handed. Does he come in for a raise? Does he shove here? He's been very patient. I think yeah, and I thought that. And Ben's going to fold. Oh no! Oh no!
Uh-oh.
And that's a snap. That's a snapper-rooney. Good news for Craig. He does have a queen. Did I see Ben fold a queen? But
yeah, Queen 7, I think.
yeah, so here we
Clubs.
go, ladies and gentlemen. Will this be it for Craig the Legend Casino? He's all in for his tournament life. He's going to need some connectors or hit a queen. We'll see what happens.
1 of 2 remaining queens.
Okay, well, here we go. 10, 8, 7 is the flop. So a little bit of help for Craig. He does pair his 10, still behind the jacks of Rich. Let's go to that turn card. It is the 8.
Down to 4 outs.
Down to 4 outs here. As you see, one of those queens has been folded. Let's go to the river card. Will Craig Casino keep his hopes alive of a second title here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor? And it's not to be. That is a straight for Rich. And hey, give credit where credit is due. 4th place money, $44,629. Craig the Legend Casino. He'll join us here in the broadcast booth. He played well today. He takes his pictures of his grandkids and his children.
Yeah, he played really well. That was a very strong showing from him.
Yeah, he really did. And, he was battling the short stack over the weekend as late as into the day, late yesterday. And they finally got rid of him. I don't normally quote rounders anymore, but he did have somewhat of that alligator blood, and they finally got him off of the table. So now this will be interesting to see how this shakes out. Now, Ben, of course, with the huge lead. We've been talking about it all day.
Rich is catching up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clawing it from Eric.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's getting it from Ben.
Exactly. So we're going to talk with Craig Casino here momentarily. And I will say this before he gets in here. To a lot of people, 4th place and $44,000 is a very special moment. But it's not going to be for Craig Casino. I'm sure he was happy to get here, but he wanted 1st place and 1st place only.
Oh, yeah.
And, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, the sting gets a little easier. But, he got close, and he wants to win another one of these. Who doesn't want to win one of these? But I know for Craig, he's just got so much passion and so much heart for the game. And, yes, Craig Casino, a good finish here. And now
He does love the game.
he sure does. 3 players left. I'll let you make your prediction. Go ahead. You can take Ben.
I mean, that's the obvious one, but Rich is coming. He's coming up in chips.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and Rich is impressive. This has been. We've seen some pretty textbook poker. Even the amateurs that played at this table have played. Like Andrew. These guys just played very well. All right, 2 aces here, an ace-4 and an ace-jack and an ace-queen. Remember,
this might be the end of the tournament.
It could be the end of the tournament right here. We've got 3 players. Ben with the worst of it here, though. You know what? We haven't seen Ben really make a misstep, have we?
No.
I can't think of one. Where he
Saw
maybe
muck pocket 6s.
exactly on a guy that ends up flopping 2 pair to his 6s, and he would have been dominated.
Eric's going to say, Eric says all in.
I expected that.
He's going to
Well,
Yeah.
Ben.
Rich, and Rich says call.
Wow, look at this, ladies
There
and
it is.
gentlemen. Look at this. Eric all in for his tournament life, but in the lead with ace queen of diamonds, going up against Rich's ace jack. Ace queen for Eric. He's in the lead right now. He's standing up.
All right. Eric's currently in the lead here with his.
All right, and Ben just gets out of the way. Ben with the worst of it said, okay, I'll just sit back and watch you guys fight it out. All right, let's go to the flop. And the flop is 9-8-6.
Queen still in the lead.
Yeah, the queen's still in the lead for Eric. Not much changed in that particular flop. Both players smiling a little bit. There's another 8. That time the 8 of clubs. So the queen still plays here. So it looks like 9 outs there. We got chop outs there with the 9. And that is the 10 of hearts. So that is going to be a double up. Eric doubles up with his ace queen.
I feel like Ben's playing this. Like, it doesn't even matter how many chips he had. He'd be playing the same, no matter what.
Yeah, right. And back to Craig. Really, just the way he ended. When we'll talk to him in a minute, I got no issues with it. The guy hung around a little longer than I thought he would with that short stack. And once again, give credit to all of our players here. This has been a lot of fun poker. But right now, Ben just paving the way here as Rich takes a hit to his stack down to 6.5 and then 4.3 respectively. And really, it's anybody's game. Again, to sound cliche, it really is truly anybody's game. We started with 763, and we are down to our final 3 players. I'm going to hope to get Craig Casino in here.
I love poker table jokes. They're like dad jokes. They're all terrible.
They are all terrible. You're right. And you probably hear, as a poker manager, you probably hear them
I've heard
day in and day out. I mean, it's just, poker room jokes. They're like dad jokes. So true. All right, folks, James Larson, my name, alongside Cager, and having a good time here at the Golden Gates Casino and Poker Parlor. Just a lot of years we've been coming out here, man. And back to our old crew, we loved spending time out here. We've seen a lot of the same people that have worked here. Not a huge turnover rate at the casino here, and that's great to see. But boy, we have so many stories from over the years of meeting players, hanging out, eating pizza up on top of the hill, and doing the fun things that just really, you're lucky to be a part of this community here, Gage, because this is kind of a neat little hotbed that you guys work in.
It is cool. It is. It's unique. It's definitely unique.
And, we found out last night they leave the bar open 24 hours. So this is like mini Las Vegas here. You can get a drink all night long. Yeah. And the action. Now, I remember the first time I came up the mountain. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and we were here for a wedding. I said, a degenerate always finds a casino. We're in downtown Denver, staying at a very nice hotel. And I said, hey, I got this idea. She goes, well, I want to go whitewater rafting. I said, well, we can do that later. Let's go to the casino. We sat up here all day. But that was back when the big bet was just $5.
Yeah.
So it was hard to really get ahead, but you could lose. I was playing blackjack, $5 a hand, 3 hands, and it was like, boy, this is so they've since changed that. State law now is up to $100. And if you don't think you can get big pots going at $100 a street, $100 a bet, you are mistaken, because I've gotten in some real juicy games here where things kind of get out of control, and people just start betting 100 every card, every street, and it's fun. We did that last night. It was always a party. So stop on up here if you get a chance. And not only this property, all over the place. It's just a fun place to hang out on. All right, 10-7 going up against 6-4. Flop is ace 6-5. It is a rainbow. Looks like Rich gets the best of it here, pairing his 6.
Ben's going to bet 160,000.
Benny's going to bet 160,000. And Rich is going to make that call.
No thinking there. Just straight.
No
Rich,
thinking
I think
there.
Rich knows he's ahead here.
Yeah, I think so. And look at this. The 10 of hearts comes on the turn. Now, you knew that card was coming, didn't you? Because I did.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I mean, yeah, right.
He's got the best hand. The pair of sixes, of course, a 10.
It was either the 10 or the 7. So we go check, check. And now the 9 of spades. Once again, Ben has the check mark. We can just kind of leave that permanently after his name there. Look at the guy. Has he said a word today?
No, he's just chilling with the sunglasses.
He's chilling.
Just playing just straight textbook poker the whole way.
This guy, I mean, just going to put out 375 because that's what I should do here to get paid off. And I think, Ben's probably got the idea just to slowly wear my opponents down.
Yeah.
These guys are out there, and then crush them, and then come over the top. And looks like I didn't hear what Rich said. I think he says, "Do you have an ace, or do you have a?" Well, he has a 10.
Go fish.
Yeah, go fish. You're not going to get a read out of that man, by the way. Talking about Benny. That's enough. Look, he's going to get paid off. Good little value there.
Yeah.
Here, let's pay it off. I'll add that to my. Well, he's got him out there. Boy, the hat looks good. Love that HPT logo.
It is a cool logo.
It's a good logo. That thing's been around a long time.
Never change it. It's perfect.
It's good stuff. I don't think we'll change that anytime soon. Unless I win and you win the lottery, we'll call it the CPT.
Yeah. And I'll buy that helicopter I want.
There you go. Cage's poker tour. He makes the call. Of course he makes it. He gets paid off. A pot of about $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Just put that right back in the bank. Lock it up. Rich is going to show the 6. Look at Ben. He just says, he goes, Ben's thinking to himself, nice try.
Good luck getting these chips back.
Yeah, good luck getting these. So now, I don't know if the two players, Eric and Rich, are, do you start to reach a point where you're just a little frustrated, maybe? But look, 5.8 for Rich. I mean, he's right in this thing. They both are. I mean, there's no reason to really get excited here. And again, I'll say it one last time. We've seen some awesome poker today. And some great coverage, great camera shots. Hi. Can you tell Craig to come back when he's done? Casino, yeah. Sorry, we were we had people coming through. We're literally in a kitchen back here. And we had some staff members coming back. All right, action over to Rich. Looks like he's got King 10. And it looks like, our graphics are loading up here. Eric with 10-6, Rich with King 10. So Rich is going to make the call. And now Eric in the big here. He's got the option with 10-6. Haven't seen that in a while, have we?
No, just straight check. All right.
Right, all right,
So
cool.
That's the game we're playing. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to play that game. We're going to slow it down for a little bit. The flop is 7-4 deuce, couple of hearts. Not much happening here.
Yeah,
Battle of the blinds. Blind on blind. Goes check, check. Let's go to the turn card. Let's get to the next hand. That's the ace of spades.
Think one of them fires at it now?
Yeah, right here. Someone's got to fire because someone has to win the pot.
Yeah.
So we'll get Eric out of the way, and then we'll shuffle up the cards, and we will continue.
Power position.
There you go. You play any poker, Cage?
Not as much as I like.
Yeah.
Work too much.
I know, right? And then the last thing you want to do is, grind out a 5-hour session when you've been spending all this time.
Yeah, but hour max for me.
Yeah, right. All right, a lot of people watching online, 285 players. So glad you guys are with us, man. This is so much fun to have a big rail cheering these guys on. It's been a good day here. It's been a fast day. We're down to 3, but as you know, things can slow down, and we can still be here till 10, 11 o'clock at night. But the odds are that probably won't happen, but we're going to take a quick break right now, and we'll be back with more of the HPT.
James Larson, everybody. Nice job, James, so far. All right, 100, 200. Which is going to be first act here on the button. Rich folds over to Eric in the small blind. Eric makes the call. Option to bet. He's going to check his option. And we're going to be heads up to the flop. Let's see the flop. Flop is 6 of diamonds, Queen of hearts, 6 of clubs. Eric is first act. Eric checks over to Ben. Ben checks as well. Both players check the flop.
All right, folks, we're back. We thought there was a break. No break needed, though. As you can see, Eric here with the 8s going up against, oh, man. As we join this hand in progress, at least you and I do.
Yeah.
Look at this, Ben with queens and 6s, Eric with 8s and 6s. Let's go to the river card. It's the 9. So once again, Ben gets the check mark. And Eric's going to bet.
Wow.
The bet is 800,000 chips.
He's just
He's just going to simply make the call and win the pot.
I got top pair. I'll take those chips.
I'm gonna win.
Thank you.
Have you ever seen anything so easy in your life?
Man, I want to do this full time. These look so easy.
This is it's fun to watch. I mean, just absolutely unbelievable.
It's just a juggernaut.
The man talked. I can't wait to actually interview Ben after this,
Yeah.
just to have a conversation with him.
Is he gonna be like, oh, I had the best hand every time I called and I won the chips?
You're right. It was very easy. And you know, folks, it's like watching professional golf. They make it look easy. Ben makes it look easy, but you know you got a range of emotions going.
When you're
through
sitting there, it's not easy.
It's not. It's not. And it takes years, not for everybody, but to get that good, to have that table image. It takes time, and it takes, people think watching poker you get better. You sure do. I get better watching the whole cards, watching the decisions. But ultimately, Cage, you got to get out there and get the reps.
Yeah, it all goes out the window once.
Yeah.
Your tournament lives on it, and you're looking at it.
And they're all
king,
staring
like,
at you.
What am I supposed to do? Is this
do?
good? How many cards have come?
Right,
What game is this?
Yeah. I believe
Eric
that
just
was
push all in. Yep,
the King 8 here.
Yeah.
And this is going to get through because Rich picked up 8 tray here. We haven't really talked about the money a whole lot here recently, but you talk about the ladder process here. We're down to 3 players, right? So third place is $64,538. Nice little payday. Second place goes up to $98,509. So $74.84. You're playing for like $33,000, okay?
That's not insubstantial.
No. And of course, first place goes without saying, up to $159,000. But, you know, when you see a guy with $15 million and you have 3 and the second place guy has 5, that's got to be in your mind, of course, that I want to beat this guy and win $33,000.
Well, a good player, yeah, is thinking about that. I'm probably not at that spot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's got to be in mind. All right, Rich and Eric, as they claw their way through this, they both have aces.
There's at each other.
And I got a feeling that we may see a bet and a raise here.
Because just check and see what they flop. We're both going to flop the ace.
Nah, we're not going to. We got to raise this up. He's going to move all in,
there it
yeah.
is.
And, you know, Rich might make this call.
He might.
He's got an ace. Ace 8, ace 7. Important thing is that ace. That's they playing three-handed here. You've
Ace
got
is
an
strong
ace.
three-handed.
Yeah, he's going to fold it.
It.
Let's just keep flipping him over.
Yeah.
Show it. You got to show it now because he beats him by 1.
And say, had he not shown when Rich watches this later, he's going to be pretty proud of himself.
Right,
for
yeah,
mucking
yeah,
it.
we're right, yeah, and that's just fun. You know, that's good sportsmanship there. And when you see the ace and the other ace, and it's like, oh, I got a 7. Well, I got an 8. You know, at that point, there's not too much you're giving away. It's late in the tournament, and it's more comical than anything.
It's really the tournament so far. The last few hands, it's between these two guys right here. That's the tournament, and Ben's over on the side just
kind of, yeah. I mean,
hanging out with
the
rest of the chips.
It's kind of like in auto racing where you've got a car that's lapped the other, and what Ben's trying to do is just stay out of traffic from the slower racers. Nothing against these guys, and hey, they're sitting here playing for second and third place, and you know, a couple of gentlemen, all 3 of these guys right here. It's just been a pleasure to watch them.
Oh, I see Rich and I are constantly. They're in here all the time. I know them very well.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Great to have these guys with us here on the HPT. Ben in the big now. He's going to make the call. I'll splash. I got 10-9. You know, I'm in the big. I'll defend this.
Just going to flop up.
Right now.
King high straight here.
Right,
Like it's easy watch.
Well, he got the 10 in the window, so 10-5.
God, this game's easy.
Yeah, so Ben in the lead here. He's going to check over to Rich. Someone just want to slot, it sounds like.
Yeah. Rich has got 1 over to the board.
Yeah, 1 over to the board.
So, testing, seeing where he's at.
Look at Ben.
He's thinking, it's the same look.
You know what he's thinking? How am I going to spend $159,000?
Yeah.
What tournament am I playing next?
Yeah.
Actually, a guy like this is probably thinking each hand, and he's been spot on, man.
Mm-hmm.
We'll stop giving compliments now. We've been doing it all day. He deserves them, but it's been amazing.
I like it. It's just table image. It's just
it's
funny.
Just,
I like it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's dry.
Yeah.
It works though.
Yeah.
Let's get a check, and Rich is going to slow down here. So let's go to the river card here. And you know, when I say wear down, I mean you don't even want to you don't want to bluff him. You don't want to. You start to wear down because you got a guy. You've been at a table before where this happens, where you're just having a hard time beating somebody.
You can't beat him. It's like if I push, he'll call and I lose.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. So that's what I meant by wearing down. I mean, I don't think these guys are physically tired. These guys are they're all in good shape. You can tell they're between the ages of 28 and 38. I mean, I consider that young because I'm a little older now. So Rich here with a 1.7.
Queen. He's got queen high, right?
He's got queen high. Yeah, I had to look at it too. I was going Rich with the decision.
He's not.
He really doesn't have a decision here. I mean, I think Rich is just going to bask in the moment. This is not Hollywooding or the opposite of Hollywooding. This is a little frustration with a little bit of laughter going, yeah, man. I mean, you got me. You got my number. So let's look at the chip counts.
68%.
That number will it's like our national deficit. It just continues
slowly
to go up.
Slowly grows.
Yeah. Now Eric getting in the danger zone a little bit three-handed here with 15 big blinds. So still okay. I mean, it doesn't need to get crazy yet, but we started with 763. We are down to our final 3 players, and it's been the Ben Brown Show. I mean, it has been nothing but nonstop. It's just been consistency. Mr. Consistency is
That's
what we've
the word
seen.
I'd use.
Yeah, good stuff. Ben was born in Grand Junction, according to his paperwork here, and he's a poker player. and just loves to play. $1,100, one bullet into this thing, and he has got no plans for the prize money. Just going to add it to the bankroll. Everybody has plans, but not everybody puts it down in this column
That's
here.
even funnier. It just rolls in, fires one bullet, gets to the final, just runs over everything.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if he wins this 159 that you just see him maybe playing 1-2 tomorrow, just with a $300 buy-in. This guy,
we have a player that plays live action primarily in my room, and he hit a big babby over at the Mirror Star, like when it was up to like.
Hey, real quick, this is a big hand. This could get Rich out of here. As you see, Rich pairs his jack. Ben not only pairs his queen, but he also has a jack. I like the bet size, 200,000. Rich quickly makes the call. Turn card, 10 of diamonds. Boy, Rich does not want to see a 7.
No.
That's the last card. Little does he know that he wants to see. As you see, Ben with the check mark.
Yeah, Rich is drawing dead.
Yeah, he sure is. The bet was 400,000, and I think Rich, again, when you get wore down like that, he doesn't want to believe that he's behind here. It's like, I have a jack.
Yeah.
I can beat you. You can't win every hand. It's not a 7. It's a 4 of hearts.
Yeah.
You can't win every hand. It's
does.
not impossible. But you shouldn't win every hand, and that's what Rich is feeling right now. So Ben put out a value bet. What's a value bet here? 450.
It's about, what do you throw? 6?
700. Pay him off.
So
Look at Rich.
Half pot.
Rich just kind of shaking his head here.
Then he's going to pay him off. Unless he's thinking back like this guy has it every time.
But he can't have it every time.
But he can't.
There's no way. He has to call.
Statistics are wrong.
Yeah, he's got people fighting in his head going, he's had it every time. But he can't have it this time. I have a jack. He's just trying to represent that he has a queen. Little does he know, he's got a queen and a jack. Look at, he's almost to the point where it's just comical. Here, I'm going to give you these chips because I
need to see it.
I need to see it. He's got to make. He makes his call.
Rich makes the call.
Yeah. Of course he does.
I have 2 pair, sir. I have 2 pair. Thank you for playing. I mean,
that's got to be so frustrating.
I'd like to know how many hands he's won, Ben, here. Well, but I can show 75%. He's got 17 million to 3.1 and 2.7. The action continues. We're at the Golden Gates Casino Poker Parlor, Blackhawk, Colorado. Been beautiful weather out here all week. The air has never smelled better and more legal.
See what you did there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. All right, we're having a lot of fun, and you can join in the conversation via Twitter at HPT James is how you find me, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and we're still waiting to have Craig Casino join us here in the booth. I think he's making phone calls, texting, tweeting, doing all that. All right, look who's got the best of it between the two.
For now.
Well, now Ben gets out of the way. You're not going to take any of my chips. You don't get those. Those aren't yours. Those were yours.
They're in a black hole now. They ain't coming back.
All right, well, Rich here with King 10.
I mean, eventually, somebody's going to double up through Ben. He can't run over the whole thing. He's got to lose a hand.
Sure, he has to, right? Someone, I mean, I'll bet against that.
I like your outs.
All right. Rich gets a small one there. Just kind of shrugs a little bit. These guys have had a pretty good day out here on the felt, though. I mean, it's going to be a nice payday. $159,000.
Well, I don't think anybody's too upset if they go out right now, but everybody wants first. Like
yeah, exactly. Rich Dixon, 49 years old, from Cheyenne, and he's got $574,000 in career earnings. So he's been down this road before. And his plans for the cash, he says, play all for charity. I want to ask him more about that when we get off the air. But apparently he supports lots of charities. So great to see that.
That is great.
A lot like Ed Sebesta, a good friend of ours here on the HPT. All right, we could get some action here. I see a king, and I see a queen, and I see a jack. Well, there's an 8 in there, too. But all right, Eric with the king 8.
Eight's important. That's it. That's going to be the
well, it
part.
could be when you're playing heads up here at three-handed poker. Jess, our dealer, back in the box. Great to see her back here at the Golden Gates. Been working with her for many years. All right, so Rich here is going to raise it up.
Eric's got king 8.
Right,
What's
yeah.
the raise to?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a guest in the studio. All right. Hi, come on in. Hi, how are you? Hi, Terry. I'm James. Nice to meet you.
Terry Cage.
Yeah. All right, Craig, go ahead and sit down. Sorry, we'll get to Craig Casino here in a minute. And it looks like fold. Okay, so Craig, put on the headphones here. Welcome to the kitchen back here. Craig Casino joining us here on the stream. Craig, how are you feeling right now?
I feel great. No complaints.
Oh, man, listen to this guy.
Well, it's frustrating, but you know how difficult it is. Things happen, and I was playing short stack pretty much the whole time, and I feel like I did all I could do. And as long as you do everything you feel like you could, you didn't give it away, you have to accept the result.
So I don't know if anybody's told you yet, but now that you're out, I can tell you, and we were off the air. But that big hand, we'll get to that in a minute. Ben will. This Ben, Craig,
he's really good.
Yeah,
he's really good. He's got pocket jacks here. Let's see. Oh, Eric has got 7-6. So what does Rich have? Okay, I thought Rich would have like 8s or something there. You know what I mean? So Ben's going to go ahead and raise this up. And then we'll get back to Craig here. Craig, chime in. Okay, so the hand, your second was the second hand of the night, or third
king,
hand.
Queen of spades.
You had king, queen of spades. Your opponent had aces there.
Yeah, I was kind of, I wasn't sure when the queen came down and he kept betting.
Yeah.
I thought I was happy, of course, to see the queen, and I could just hear you in the booth going, if he had kings or aces, Craig's really walking into a mess here.
And that's what we were saying.
I know.
And you could have lost more. Yeah.
Yeah, and I called his 500,000, I think, and then he bet another 500, and I thought I'd call just in case I caught the 2 pair. And then when he bet out again going into before the turn, I thought, well, he may really have it. I'm going to call one more time. We may go check.
Yeah.
He may give up. But, he woke up with the aces, and I was hoping you were going to tell me I made a good lay down there.
And you asked me, and I couldn't give you any information because we weren't on the air. But, you could have lost more chips there.
I could have gone broke.
Yeah, you could have gone broke. And we got an all-in here. Let's get back to this action. And that is Rich all in with his jack-8. Well, Eric's got ace-tray. Does he got to look him up here, Cage?
With that chip stack?
He calls.
And he's going to make the call. Okay, folks, here we go.
I guarantee you the Jack-8 will win this.
We got a guarantee. Joe Namath in the booth with us now.
Yeah.
The Jack-8, he says, is going to win it. So Eric stands up. He's all in so at risk here would be Eric. His tournament life is at risk. He's standing up, and he's in the lead. Hoping to get to heads-up poker, ladder up, and the flop comes out queen, 4, deuce, a couple of hearts. So Eric adds to his... He's in the lead with his ace high. Now he's got the wheel draw as well. Let's go to the turn card here. Turn card is the 10, so now a 9 for Rich.
8, 9, or jack.
8, 9, or jack. Otherwise, he's going to be eliminated, going out in third place. Ace of clubs. Wow. And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. And we are now, it is time for a heads-up poker and eliminated.
Did he have him covered?
No, I don't know that he had more than Rich did.
Okay.
I think
Rich might be really crippled.
Right. While we're doing that, Craig, man, you impressed me today. There was several other chances. You shoved with King 10 there, and you got looked up by somebody. What do you have? King Jack or
Ace 10.
Ace 10? Yeah. So you got by with one there, but man, what I saw today was a newer, improved Craig Casino, a more patient, and you continued to play that short stack, and you did it like a boss.
Well, thank you for saying that. I had to play like that all day too. The roller coaster I was on was unbelievable. At one point when we had 20 or 15 players left, I had 180,000 with the big blind at 60. So I think I had 3 big blinds. And even then, I still waited. I looked for the spots. I didn't, if I thought I was beat, I'd fold. But, the hands have to work out for you too, or you have to have enough chips to bet people off of them.
Yeah.
And I did, and just picked the right places, and things just worked out along the way. So, yeah, I talked to Jablonski before about how we have to change our styles. Day 1 style is totally different from day 2 style, and day 2 you got to snug it up. You got to, you can't just keep bleeding off chips all the time. So, I tried to play with that in mind, and it worked out for me yesterday.
Any other hands stick out in your mind that you could...
the pocket aces sticks out.
Yeah, the pocket aces.
Sweet.
Yes.
That was sweet.
Yes.
But,
and we that was a hand that was close, though. Didn't the guy have a straight draw or wasn't I forget who you were up against?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, too. But I think I checked the flop.
Yeah.
And just to make him think that, I was worried that I'm coming back at him. But, I don't know. I'm not afraid to give up cards. I'm not afraid to let cards hit the board. Sometimes it burns you, but I like to play big pots. I know, Kenna, and you talked about that last time I was on TV from St. Charles, that I'm not afraid to play big pots, and that's how you do it. You do things that make people think you're weak, and then when you start betting again, they're more apt to make the call.
Rich is all in. It looks like one of these guys will probably look him up. Ben, more than likely, with the ace-7 here, suited in hearts. Rich all in for his final. Looks like $585,000.
Man, he's screwed no matter how you look at it there, kind of in a way,
Yeah, any way you look at it, right?
He's not in a good spot.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's king jack. Yeah,
sorry about that.
But he's in trouble with the ace-7 here. So we'll see. Maybe both players make this call, Cage. Try to eliminate, and
very possible.
It's 580.
Yeah, you got it. They both have to.
Yeah, they both have to make this call.
Hope one of them beats them.
And, I'm going to put my money on that man right there.
Yeah,
I think he's going to win. Even though he's ahead,
he's running hot.
He's just running red hot. And we want to talk about that in a minute with you, Craig, about just if you've ever seen anybody make the game look so easy like this. This guy, easy. I want to give him a $1 bill and say, go buy me a Colorado Powerball or whatever your stupid game is here. Just buy me it, but I need you to go in. All right, the flop comes out. Jack 4 deuce. So looks like good news here for Rich. But, yeah, 2 spades out there. Turn card is another spade here. So 3 spades on the board. Is it going to be another spade? No, it's 5 of diamonds. So it looks like Rich is still going to be alive. This hand's over. Let's go to the hand, the ace-king. I was really impressed you didn't fall in love with ace-king. Yep. You flatted. Yep. The board was somewhat dry, and you came back and got rid of it. Are you like me? You're not a huge fan of the ace-king, betting it after the flop?
I see the pros live and die with ace-king in the biggest situations,
I know.
And I don't agree with it. I thought I might as well see the flop, because the advantage to seeing the flop with ace-king, if you hit it, is your opponent doesn't really put you on it because he thinks you would have re-raised him prior, so he's not going to believe you. So if he's got king-queen or ace-queen or ace-jack, he's going to think he's good, and you're going to get paid off big.
But you only have 8 big blinds there.
I know.
A lot of people, and it worked out.
That was the impressive part.
That was the impressive part. You only got 8 big blinds, and, God, I think your opponent flopped 2 pair.
My thought was either to not screw it up by putting all my money in with ace-king in case he had a bit, and he had the chips to call me.
Absolutely, and he would have called you.
And if I hit it, I wanted to be able to double up. I didn't want to shove just to win the blinds and the antes there. It didn't in one bet. It didn't make sense to me. I wanted to get value out of that hand if I could hit it.
Ben wakes up with an ace. Eric's got jack 10, a very doable hand here. Three-handed.
I like that hand.
Yeah, jack 10 is always good. He's going to raise it to 600,000. Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's best suited.
And now Ben, God, talk about Ben. Has the guy made a mistake today?
No, but you said he makes the game look easy, and he does. He's very good. These guys are all great players.
Yeah.
But when you got cards coming your way and you've got chips and you can play
it
a lot
helps,
of hands,
doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the game comes easy.
Because think about it, Cage. There's no chance for you to tilt because you haven't lost a hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything. I mean, if it was always that easy, I think you could almost make it look easy too. He's just had a pretty good run of it today.
Yep.
And the chips keep going his way. So, Craig, this was the place you won your first title. You've got 2 titles.
Yep.
It was in this building. I was with you every step of the way, and you got close to doing it again. What does that mean to you to get back? Like I said, here are the Golden Gates, where it all started for you, and finish in 4th place out of 763 entries.
It's special. I mean, anytime you can get to a final table, period, you feel pretty good because there's so many players in these. And the game has gotten so much tougher. The players have gotten tougher. I mean, there's a marked difference between today and when I won that in 2011. When I watched myself play in 2011, I'm thinking, I wouldn't do that today. I wouldn't do that today. What an idiot. I'm talking about myself. But things worked out in that particular circumstance. But, it hurts to go out 4th. But, again, as long as you do everything you can do and you have no regrets, it is what it is.
So what do you do with the $44,629? You got any plans for that cash, my friend? Or?
Well, yeah, I promised St. Jude 15%, so $6,000 is going to St. Jude Children's Hospital. Grandkids' college accounts. There's always the taxes. I'm in that bracket that takes away 50% because I'm not a professional player, so I can't write off travel expenses and all that. So, and then we usually donate to some veterans groups, and I'll
save a little for a cheeseburger. I mean, geez, you got it all spent.
I'll keep 10 or 15 so I can put it back.
I know, right?
Put it back in the poker community, and that's about it.
So tell me you're going to fly out tomorrow. Please tell me that.
Flying tonight.
Oh man, why do you got to do that to me?
I've been away from my wife for
I
like
know.
6 days, and as hard as it is for you to believe, she misses me a little bit.
I know. Well, feel free to hang out as long as you want if you got to go.
I always enjoy hanging around with you guys. And we had beers last night. And
we did, yeah.
And playing today, I almost didn't because I wanted to get to bed, but I knew if I busted early or that it ended early, I was going to probably head home tonight. So
that's the,
I wanted to at least spend some time with you.
That's the luxury of flying with Southwest in a major hub. You know, you can, I think there's 3 flights tonight. You can fly home at 6 or 8 or 10.
Yep.
I know Jeremy's trying to get on probably that same flight you're on if we can get done early. But yeah, what did you think of, as this hand continues here, Ace of Hearts on the turn, not much happening here. What did you think of the speed of play? I mean, these.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate these tables where these guys think forever. I probably did more thinking than anybody today because I was on the short stack.
Yeah, I saw you for that
I don't
one.
Usually do.
No,
that,
I saw you. You were. I forget the hand. There's been so many hands where you were just kind of stalled. What hand was it where you kind of not froze up? You had a legitimate, hand to think about.
Yeah.
But it's the longest I've ever seen you
I don't
ponder
remember.
a situation.
I just kept
was it
trying
Queen
to.
10?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, the Queen 10. Yeah, Queen 10 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's oh no, wait a minute. No, that was the bust out hand, I think.
And well, anyway, we could try to figure out what did you think of Chris Tryba going out as early as he did.
I was shocked.
Can you fold those queens? That you can't,
No,
can you? You can't.
no,
I
no.
didn't think so because I got to quote Rounders again. I mean that's the stacks. That's going to Vegas. The Taj. I mean you got queens. You feel good. You just want a hand.
Yep.
You don't put your opponents on kings or aces. You got them on ace 9 or a small pocket pair. But it's
99%. You're ahead.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Look at this. An all in and all in. King, queen, king, jack.
Between Rich and Eric. Told you they're going to claw at each other.
2 big Broadway cards for both of them. King, queen, king, jack.
Rich is currently in the lead here, but it's tournament life.
Rich has been going up and down quite a bit. Even day 2 yesterday, he had a ton of chips. He went down to 500,000 or 600,000. He built back at the end of the night.
Look at that. The ace 9 tray flop. So look at Rich trying to double up here again. Let's go to the turn card. Eric doesn't really like this. Okay, another heart. That doesn't change anything. Nope. So we got to go to the river. Yeah, just looking for a jack. You see the outs at the top of the screen? And it's the 9 of diamonds. So it's going to be a double up there for Rich. And so back to Mr. Ben Brown here. When I say everything's gone his way, everything has gone his way.
Yeah, he's just, it looks like he's destined. But you never know, it can flip. You lose one big hand where he gets shocked, and it could all turn around.
Right.
We've seen it happen how many times?
We sure have. We sure have. So, really, what was the story today? The second hand of the day, the third hand of the day, running into those aces?
It kind of hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I didn't want to. I just had a feeling like I should get away from that, and I was glad I did.
And you had king, queen suited in spades.
Yeah.
And if you're just joining us, Craig raised with his king, queen. His opponent had aces. Now, it never got all in, but I believe you raised. He re-raised. You called, and then you check. He bet, and then you catch a queen, right?
Yeah,
you catch
a queen on the flop. I called his bet again.
You could have been broke.
His turn bet.
But then an ace comes on the river.
Yeah.
Right? An ace comes on the river. So you lose, what, 60% of your stack?
Yeah, well, that ace, I had my mind made up that if he didn't just check the river, then behind, I was folding the queen anyway.
Right.
The ace helped me make the decision big time. Because I thought, well, if he did have ace king and he was using his chip stack, but so definitely. But I had already made up my mind, if he bets out or if he puts me all in, I'm folding the queen king. I just wasn't feeling it. And that's not, like you said, that's not normally me. But, it's not the hands you play, it's the hands you throw away, they say. So it's you got to give yourself a chance in the future. I know which hand you guys were talking about in here with me was when I played the 6-9 of hearts.
Oh, I was just going to bring it up.
The flop came up 6-9.
Yeah. I was going to say you were feeling it that time. All right, so Rich here with queen 10, he's all in, and Eric's got to make this call, right?
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't.
Yeah, here we go. Boy, can Rich get another double up if he hits one of these overcards? But right now, Eric is in the lead with his pocket trays. Is Ben still at the table? Or is Ben taking a shower?
Yeah, he's just going to come back and flush first.
Right, yeah, exactly. He's going to let these guys just, destroy themselves, and then Ben's just going to show up and take the watch and, take this thing down.
Well, whichever one of these two get the chips.
it is.
All right, there it is,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
And is now in the lead.
So Rich is in the lead. This could be it for Eric. Turn card is the 5 of clubs. Eric
Got
has
a
a
club
club.
draw.
So he's still got a chance.
did he
Look
pick
at all
up
those
some
outs.
outs. He picked
11
up some
outs. We went from 2 to 11.
Let's see the river card.
Let's go to the river card.
River card is the 6 of diamonds. That's
And that is going to do
And
it.
he
It's
missed.
up.
A round of
Very nice.
applause, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
for
he played
Eric.
really well.
Eric's
He
a
was
cool
kind
dude.
of the horse I thought might sneak out and take this thing down, but the 36-year-old from Naperville is going to go home with a very nice payday, ladies and gentlemen, $64,538. Before we take a break, Craig, I know you got to get rolling, but anything you want to say to the people that were railing you online, watching you, how do you feel today, my friend?
I feel fine. I've been very lucky along this part-time fun career I've had, and I've met a lot of great people and a lot of people wishing me well all the time, and I appreciate it from everybody. So it's been very nice.
All right. Well, I'm glad I got to be a part of this,
Me
and
too, James.
it's always fun. So good luck. Fly home safe. Tell your wife hello, and
Will do.
will we see you in Kansas City?
All right, guys. Well,
All
no,
right.
I won't make Kansas City, but
Okay. We'll see you
I'll
on
see
the
you
trail.
soon.
All right, we'll be
St. Louis.
Sounds good. We'll be
See you.
right back with Heads Up Poker after these words.
History of problems, man.
All right, back to the action here. Started with 763 players. Down to our final 2. Let's give our final 2 players a round of applause. Nice job, guys. All right, second place today is going to receive just over 98,000. First place is going to receive just over 159,000 plus the HPT Championship watch. We're still at 100,000, 200,000 with 11 minutes left. Small blind will be on the button heads up. Big blind will be 200,000 with 100,000. Big blind Annie, shuffle up and deal.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the live stream. It's your old pal James Larson flying solo. I'm sure I'll have Cage and Cory stop back up, but congratulations to all of our final table players here, and we're down to our final 2 now. And you see Ben there with 18 million, but Rich 5.5. So hey, let's play heads up poker. I just talked to the guys in the break. They're obviously very excited. Second place money, $98,509 up top, just over 159,000. So Rich is going to fold the first hand, and we will continue here. So it's been a great week. It's been a great day. The poker's moved relatively quick. As I look at my watch here, it's 4:17 Mountain Time out here in Black Hawk, Colorado. If you've never been here, we're just about 50 miles up the mountain from the Denver airport. So a lot of our crew will be flying out tonight and tomorrow. One of those crew members, of course, Cory Stewart going shoeless. The shoeless Cory Stewart. If there's one thing this guy hates, it's shoes. Welcome back to the live stream, my friend.
Shoes are the worst, aren't they?
Shoes are the worst. Well, there's a lot of things that are worse. All right, so Benny here with Queen Jack, and he's on the button. And Rich wakes up with 6 tray of clubs. So Ben continuing here his quest to be the next HPT champion. Of course, we're playing heads-up poker now, so everything changes a little bit. Mano a mano, and there can only be one winner. But second place, Cory, not too shabby with just almost $99,000. Let's go to the flop, and wow, this is what we call Yahtzee. That's a 10-5 deuce. And those are all clubs. So Rich flops the Worksburger there, flops a flush.
The Worksburger, I like that.
Worksburger without cheese with the 6 tray. And Ben's going to bet 400,000. And Rich probably just going to smooth this right along. And as he's reaching for chips there, nice little flop for him.
That'll end it. Raising
that'll
chips.
end it right there. Yeah, exactly.
To 1.2, Ben folds, and Rich is going to...
Ben folds.
This is where I want to see the rabbit. I want to see if he was going to hit the straight
Flush, I know. That's all I was thinking, too. It's first hand Ben's lost in 100 opportunities. I will tell you that right now.
It's been the Ben Brown show.
Yeah. Have we talked to Eric Kleeman about coming up here? I don't think anybody did
He
they?
was still down there waiting to get paid out last I saw him.
Okay.
I did talk to him, but I didn't think
you-
to. I didn't think to.
Well, what kind of producer are
Sorry.
you?
Well, yeah, give me that number. I'll text him right now.
Yeah, good idea. I got the number right here. So you give him a little text, and we will continue the broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Somebody pulled me in the hallway and said, well, James, how long do you think this is going to last? People always ask us that. We don't know how long this is going to last. You got a guy, with 17 million to 6. I've seen it go back and forth with big spreads like this. So anything's possible. It could end on this hand. It could be 2 hours from now. But either way, we're glad you joined us here on the HPT. And don't forget, our next event in Kansas City is going on now. This weekend, things will really get cooking. All the information at hptpoker.com. The flop, 7-6 deuce. It's a rainbow. So Rich there with the gutter, with the open-ended straight draw.
Fires out enough to most likely take it down. Yeah, that Kansas City event off to a great start.
Is it really? Those prelims are doing well?
Yeah, the opening event, $350 monster stack had 600 and change, I think.
Wow.
The seniors today, when I looked early on, had a 195. So
total bet 1.5, 1,500,000.
We got a hand here.
Yeah, so Ben's going to raise now. Even though Rich open-ended here, Ben's still with the best of it with the king high. So we'll see if Rich can make this call, and if he does make this call.
He does.
Well, yeah, he's going to make the call, ladies and gentlemen. So we will go to the turn card. Yeah, this Kansas City event's going to be off the charts. So check it out, hptpoker.com. This is a good time of year to be doing these types of tournaments. Deuce of spades there on the turn. Don't have to worry about bad weather in Kansas City. The roads are clear. World Series is over. Hopefully you got a few extra dollars in your pocket, but come on out and give it a shot. Play on national TV with all your friends on the HPT.
Ben Brown bets about 1.2.
I like it, just applying the
1.4.
Keeping his foot on the gas pedal here. In the lead with his king high.
Actions over to Rich.
And now Rich here just on that open-ended straight draw here. Of course, any of those other cards, the 8 or the 5, also put him in the lead in the hand. So, 13 outs for him. He doesn't know that right now, but he's going to fold his hand. So probably the right thing to do. Ben will win that pot. So what's Rich going to need to do, Corey, to scratch his way back into getting even here with Mr. Ben B, who's got 8% of the chips in play?
Yeah, he's going to have to do something to get some of those chips we're looking at right now. He's quite a dog here.
Ben took the shades off during the break. Had a nice conversation with him. First time we talked, and I said, "Hey Ben, I've said a lot of nice things about you on the stream." He says, "I know, my friends told me in the break." I said, "No, I said a lot of nice things about you in the stream because give credit where credit is due. He played great today. Rich has too." But really, you didn't see a whole lot of bad play at this final table. Not a lot of loosey-goosey. Very active final table. The cards had a little bit to do with that, but also the players. And it's been very enjoyable. This has been, when you talk about time, we're at, 4:21 right now. To me, if this thing got over about 5:45, I think that's about perfect, 12:15 to about 5:45 with breaks. That's a good amount of entertainment for the folks on the stream. We can make a couple TV shows out of that. I think it's perfect. Now, we've had final tables that go 9 hours. I remember down in Texas, not Texas, we were in New Mexico. We kicked that thing off at noon, and at 2:04 we were done recording. I ran to the bar, last call. I said, "Can I just get one? Can I just get a Corona, please?" And they said, "Sorry, you missed it by 3.5 minutes." So, I think that was the one Roger Martin won, actually.
I've seen some long ones, and it's one thing that nobody ever thinks about is our crew. These guys work so hard. They finish up, and sometimes it's been a long day at the poker table. Well, they still have to tear this whole set down.
Yeah.
Load that in the truck. That takes a few hours. So a couple years ago, when Ryan Greger won at Ameristar Kansas City, I think we finished play at 2, 3 in the morning.
425 is the raise by
Some of those guys, some of our crew guys had to leave early so that they could catch their morning flight.
I know,
it was crazy.
Well, I remember back in the days, way back when I first started, when I was one of those crew guys. I remember we had an event at our Downstream casino down in down by Joplin, Missouri, the Downstream property, and I remember shutting the doors on the truck, going to my hotel room, taking a shower, and going straight to the airport, because we got done at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. But that's poker, man. That's what we bought into. But listen, our crew, one of the best in the business. Thanks to everybody that helps us out. We got a hand here. Rich with Queen 9, Ben with King Queen. Could see some fireworks here, Corey. Ben likes it. See what amount he decides to raise it up here. Hoping to take down this HPT title on $159,131. He's played well all day, but there's one person that's in his way, and he's still got to get past that man right there, and it's Rich.
So we do have Eric Kleeman coming up, third place finisher.
Oh, good.
If he can make his way up here before this is over, he said he'll sit in and do some commentary.
Okay, folks.
Well,
we'll see what happens here. The flop is King, Queen, Tray. Both players catching that queen. Of course, Ben with the king and the queen.
Ben's going to bet 300,000.
This may be an example of where the king's actually going to hurt Ben a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that flop comes out Queen Tray 7 or Queen Tray 9 for the, hey, bud, how are you, man? Grab a seat. Grab a seat.
Put him on this one.
Okay. Okay, 5 of hearts is the turn card.
Checks over to Ben.
And it's a check over to Ben. We got Eric joining us now to, I don't know if this will be the last hand or not, but we're going to try to talk to Eric here. Put those headphones on. All right, you see Eric, the Queen 9 going up against the King Queen here. Ben with the best of it. And you've seen this all day, Ben with the best of it.
I've seen this all day, yes.
You really have. First hand you saw it.
By Ben, 1,500,000.
I've seen Dixon raise quite a bit, too.
Yeah. All right, action over to Rich here. Paired his queen.
He doesn't like folding pairs.
No, he sure doesn't.
Especially heads up, too.
Yeah.
Rich says fold, and Ben.
Rich is going to fold.
That's
All right.
a good fold.
It's a very good fold. All right, Eric, move that microphone right up by your mouth there. And third place finish for you, $64,538. How do you feel that you played at this final table?
Well, I played really good. A lot of tough players, so to make it this far is quite an achievement. So
yeah. And we talked about Ben, and I've seen every hand, and I've seen every hole card. This guy, honestly, you'll see it tonight when you watch the replay.
Watch it.
He did not make any mistakes today. I mean, and the cards were, I'll say, helping him. He was
it's good to know.
yeah, he was, but he was getting very fortunate. I mean,
Sure.
the cards were, everything was just going his way today. But not for nothing, man. You third place finish, but I really thought you were going to get past Rich. I really thought you were going to be here heads up.
You just had him all in, right? At one point, you were
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
You tripled up there.
That
Yeah,
King
it all-
Jack, maybe I shouldn't have pushed with that hand, but
Yeah.
it's easy to say in hindsight.
Well, right, yeah, exactly. And when you replay this, you'll watch it over and you'll watch it over again. Was there a hand? If you could take back a hand, would that be the hand you take back? What hand would you take back? If was there one in particular?
I wish it was a hand I played when we first sat down at Jack 10 offsuit when Ben raised it. I was big blind, and Ben re-raised it. I would have hit a straight on the turn.
Okay.
But kind of hard to call when it's a raise and a re-raise in front of you.
Yeah. How about the other players at the table? I mean, Chris and Brian, Craig Casino. I mean, did you have any nerves walking in today? Were you nervous at all?
No, I didn't get much sleep last night.
Yeah,
but
none of us did.
Once we sat down, it was
right
back to poker as usual, except with the microphone and lights.
Right.
And
Yeah.
cameras
Slows
around.
down a little bit. And, hold on, we're gonna do that again. All that stuff. But
how did the big hand early on between Tryba and Ben? How did that affect the whole dynamic of the table?
Yeah.
Kings and queens that
Yeah.
put half the chips in Ben's.
Yeah, that was
stack.
huge. I think it really kind of opened up the table a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it really did. I'll do one more decaf, please. Thank you. Yeah, no whipped cream, no, just regular. I think you're right. It was a big hand, obviously, and you guys were probably just kind of like, "Whoa, did that just happen?"
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Chris was all but out. You know,
He had a huge stack too.
Huge stack. Yeah, it was the two. Yeah.
I thought maybe he should have just called after that.
But even
last
I don't know.
three
Up came
raise.
10 high.
Yeah,
rainbow.
no. Then what are you
If
gonna
He was
do?
getting there. So
Yeah.
I feel like, but
I
Kinda
think
played
so.
itself out.
I talked to him when he was waiting to get paid out, and he said he should have folded queens, and I can't see it.
It's a tough hold.
Yeah, I can't see it happen.
Yeah.
Especially against Ben too. He's playing so many pots.
Yeah.
It's hard to put him on a hand better than that.
Yeah, it was good stuff. So today, you got plans for the cash, a down payment for a house. You're 36 years old. So is this your biggest score? I didn't hand in mob you. I don't see your total career
Yeah,
winnings, but
it
this
is
is your
my
biggest score. Good. What does this money mean to you? I mean, that's a pile of cash, my friend.
The money doesn't mean as much as just making it deep in this tournament.
Yeah,
And
763 people.
Yeah,
You got third.
Yeah, and just I've been playing poker for a while, so this is kind of like vindication that I'm actually a good player.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely, and that's good. Now, you were from the Naperville, Denver area, so will you
Naperville,
travel?
Illinois.
Oh, Naperville,
Yeah,
Illinois. Okay,
and
is that
then-
where you live now?
No, that's
from
where I'm
Naperville.
from, yeah.
Gotcha.
Now I live in Denver.
Okay, so will you play another HPT? You're going to try
course,
to
yeah.
get on an airplane maybe and
Coming back
check
in
this out?
September,
Very
so.
cool, very cool. I'm guessing, Corey, the prize pool will probably even be a little bigger. It's a 1650 event. We'll wait and see, but this was pretty nice here. 740,000.
It's huge.
$110, so just over 740K. And boy, first place would have been nice, I know, Eric, but hey, not for nothing, man. you know, you got to be pretty happy with that, and that really helps the old bankroll, poker bankroll, you know, and you're enjoying a Heineken now. And
you made more than 760 other players that entered this tournament.
Thank you. That's a good way to look at it.
Something to be thankful for. You did good, man. Congrats.
And you only had one.
Appreciate it.
You only had one bullet in here. Now you're in sales. Does a guy like you take tomorrow off then and just kind of?
I took today off.
You
so
took today.
Now I have to go back to work.
Okay.
No way. You can't even go party.
What kind of sales are you in then?
We design restaurants.
Okay.
And sell the equipment, install
Very
the
cool.
equipment. So
Very cool.
Smith and Green Company.
So come on, tell the boss. Say, come on, man.
Smith and Green, let this guy have another day off.
Yeah, hey, Smith and Green, all right? You know, give him the website. I don't care. Call him. Here's the phone number. Let this guy have the day off. No, you know, I think it's got to be hard to go back to that normalcy of, especially when you're on TV, you're being interviewed, especially for our winners, but you're third place. Now tomorrow you go back and punch the clock again. It's just a little weird, you know?
Back to the grind.
Yeah.
It's just a little weird here as the flop comes out. Jack A tray. Question to you, Eric. Can Rich turn the tides here? Can he come back and win this thing?
Anything can happen heads up,
Yeah.
for sure.
You're right. And yet, what advice would you give him if you pulled him aside right now?
Keep playing the way he's been playing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing great
Yeah.
the past 3 days. I started off with him on Friday. I'm not sure if he made it through in that heat or not, but
Yeah. So, and talk about this demeanor here of Ben. Is it hard to get a read on this guy? He's got the shades. He's got the beard. Doesn't smile. That's what he looked at all
it's
day.
nearly impossible to get a read
It
off.
really is.
The way he's sitting, the only way you get a read off him is the way he bets, maybe.
Sure,
His
yeah.
betting styles.
Yeah. And, you know, you were our dark horse. And you can go back to the stream. I really thought you were going to be the guy.
I
you
appreciate
know,
that.
I said
thought
that.
I was too.
I really did. Even you know, it could have been easy to say, you know, Ben's going to take this thing down when he had, you know, at the time, 53% of the chips with 5 people. But I looked at you, and Ben's going to take this. But I looked at you, and I gave a lot of compliments to Ben. But then I started saying, well, look at Eric over here. You know, you were dialed in too, and you've been playing for a while, but you looked very relaxed out there. And dude, that's half the battle with the cameras and the lights and the studio audience, man. If you're nervous with that, if you can't get past that, now you got to somehow play poker. You had your act together too, so
It took me about an orbit to really get comfortable.
That's
but,
normal.
Yeah.
That's normal. I always tell the players, I used to do the orientation and say, guys, this may be your only time to play on TV. You may play again next week, but I always say, play the way, you know, have fun. You know, don't do anything differently. Just, you know, no reason to Hollywood or showboat.
Yeah.
You're on TV, you're on the stream, but you're here to make money, you know. I mean, when people click off this, they're going to remember, you know, who won the thing, obviously. So you want to make sure you do your best. All right, both players have aces here. Ace 10 for Benny, and Rich has got ace straight. It's all in. This could be the hand, folks. Well, Ben's got to make this call. This is it. Yeah, he's got to make the call. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. At 4:32 on the Mountain Time, the crowd stands up. Jeremy walks in the camera shot, and we have got what could be the final hand. All in for his tournament life is Rich holding ace straight. He's behind to your chip leader, Ben, who's finally taking those sunglasses off. He's thinking this could be the final hand. Will it be a chop? Will Rich catch a 3? Will there be something else? We go to the first 3 cards right now. We call it the flop. Let's see what happens. All right. Queen, 10-4. Here you go. Come sit down, Belle. Sit down. All right, the flop is Queen, 10-4, couple of spades. Let's go to that turn card. Turn card is the ace of clubs, ladies and gentlemen. So that 10 plays right now. So there's only 3 outs, and this thing could be over right here. Let's go to the river card.
All right. Rich is only out here as a queen for the chop, where both players would have aces and
Just a queen for the chop. Here we go to the river card, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see the river card. River card is the 9 of spades.
And it's the 9 of spades, and that will do it. Ben will be your new HPT champion. Ben Brown from Grand Junction is going to go home with $159,131. And in second place, that'll go to Rich, $98,509. As Ben's over there, congratulated by his rail. And that is going to do it. So really here, Eric, no surprise?
No surprise.
No surprise. Yeah. We kind of saw that coming. Now, he led this thing basically wire to wire. Now, he started Ben with 3.62, so he was second in chips. Of course, we know who he tangled up with. That was the chip leader, Chris Tryba, and he took basically 95% of his chips and went on to take this thing down. So right now, the man of the hour is Mr. Benny Brown, and man, what a day it has been, and we appreciate you stopping by, man. This is cool. How are we going to celebrate tonight? You going to do anything? You going to hang around the casino, play any blackjack, or is it just have a beer and go home? What's the
have a beer,
plan?
Go home,
yeah.
walk my dog, and maybe a couple of drinks at the bar.
Yeah, not a bad idea. You didn't sleep well last night,
No,
so
not
you're
at
probably gonna get a little rest and relaxation in. Well, cool. Let me be the first to shake your hand, man.
I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for stopping by, and we'll be back to wrap up the show. And you're watching exclusive coverage of the HPT.
All right, hello, guys. I'm here with our second place finisher, Rich Dixon. Rich, tell me how you're feeling.
I'm feeling great. It was a lot of fun today, and we had a great short-lived heads-up match, but Ben is a great opponent, and ironically, I told my friends when we played day 2 together at the same table that I felt like it was really going to be me and him at a final table, so it's odd that we ended up heads-up.
You played great throughout the day. You started the day 8th in chips. You actually, when it was down maybe 4 players or so, got down to 500,000 chips and maybe 2 big blinds. Tell me about how you fought your way back to this.
Yeah, I was pretty much card dead all day, as you'll see on the stream. A lot of 6 deuces and 5 deuces and 5 threes. And when I got really short with just a few big blinds, I was fortunate enough to have King Jack open shove into my King Queen, and it held up, and so we regrouped from there.
Yeah, you played great. You're going to walk away with just over 98,000 in cash. Now, you told me yesterday that you donate 100% of your winnings to charity. Tell me about that.
Correct. So I run a company called Abilicare up in Wyoming, and we provide services to people with developmental and cognitive disabilities. And about 4 years ago, I started concentrating on tournament poker and using tournament poker basically to fund the company. We're funded through Medicaid, and it's been cuts every year for 9 years, and so it was work several jobs, which I also do, or do well at tournament poker and keep the doors open and keep people with services.
Well, you've done well today, leaving with just over 98,000. Our second place finisher, Rich Dixon. Let's give him a round of applause.
Wow. Did you hear that, Eric? He just donates all the cash, bro. I mean, that's just...
You trying to sell me something?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, wow, what a story that is. Unbelievable. That's Rich Dixon.
Hard not to root for a guy like that.
Yeah, no, I knew there was something about this guy that I really liked, and boy, that's really awesome. Well, we're going to get to our champion here. A man that's, probably a man of few words, I'm going to guess. Just, Ben all day just seemed like he, quiet guy, just kind of doing his thing, playing his game. But you know what? It worked for him. And, Eric, he never really changed his strategy from the first hand until the last hand. He basically he played pretty much textbook poker.
Yeah, he really did. He was a solid player for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely deserved this win. So.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Very fun to watch. Want to remind everybody our next event is right around the corner. We are going to Kansas City, Missouri at the Ameristar property over there. It's a 1,650 event. And then after that, we go to Vicksburg, Mississippi. Now, if you've never been to Vicksburg, there's something kind of cool about that area, and you can get in flights. Check them out right now. Very inexpensive. I just looked the other day because I think I'm going to go to that one. I haven't been down to Vicksburg in a while. It's always a good time. So check out all the information at hptpoker.com, and we'll send it back down to Jeremy.
New HPT champion.
Or maybe we won't send it down to Jeremy. This is live TV, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Ben, you got to smile. Ben, you do me a favor. You got to smile.
I'm here with our new HPT champion, Ben Brown. Ben, tell me about that final table.
Honestly, I just ran really well, and that's it. I'm kind of speechless right now.
You did play great throughout the day. You did have one key hand earlier in the day where you had kings against the queens. You had 5 million. That was almost a double up to 10 million. Tell me about that one.
That was nuts. I mean, I can't fold kings there. I don't think he can fold queens.
No.
It's just a standard cooler.
No, you got lucky there. Even throughout, all the other hands, you played great as well. Now you're going to walk away with just over 159,000 in cash. Any plans for the money?
I'll probably just bankroll it. I'm moving to Vegas in a couple months, so it's perfect. Yeah.
Good. Well, good luck with that and all your other poker adventures. Our new HPT champion, Ben Brown. Back to you guys.
Hey, Thanks so much, Jeremy. And like I said, Ben's a pretty simple guy, you know. He's going to lock up that 159, and he's going to move to Vegas. And this guy has got a bright future on his hands, and it's very, very cool. So, hey, listen, folks, we've had a lot of fun. Thanks to everybody who played the event. 763 total entries. We paid 81, a prize pool of just over 740,000. Now, we'll be back here in September. All the information at hptpoker.com. And do me a favor and try to join us, because you never know, you could be the one playing for the Unreal Cash. And Eric, anything you want to say? If your rail is still listening, you want to say goodnight to everybody? Is your dog? Did you turn the stream on at home for the dog?
I hope he hasn't taken a shit yet.
Yeah, right. That's why I have a cat. Okay, it's very easy. I'm in Colorado, and the cat's back in Cedar Rapids. So, Eric, by the way, thanks for joining me, man, and enjoy that money, bro. $64,538. It's truly life changing. That's what we do here on the HPT. And for all of my announcers that join me, like Cage and Craig and Cory, I just want to say thanks for tuning into this live stream. We're sorry we had some technical difficulties off the bat, but we got things going, and we were almost at 300 people towards the end. So a nice little day for the stream. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and send it off and say have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you next week in Kansas City. So long. It's James Larson for the 90 or 4. I was going to say my radio station for the Heartland Poker Tour. We'll see you next week. Thank you.